where? I'm trying to think where the purple demon baby would. Where did the purple demon baby spit me up at?
The new one. The audio on the stream should be working now, buddy. Thank you.
I'm trying to think where the purple demon. Okay, yeah, I can hear my voice now.
All right, good. Sorry, guys. Technical difficulties. I apologize. Where the flip are you? Oh, come on now. Please hold, guys. I'm sorry. All right. Hopefully that did it. All right, desktop audio is not working. I'll fix it. But so you have the Mary Fox, right? And do you even see my video feed at all?
Yeah, I can see the video feed.
No, you see me? Like my face camera?
No.
No. Shit.
Cannot.
Sorry, guys. Technical difficulty. You don't hear tabletop audio yet, but that's not a problem. Okay, so basically, you have the Mary Fox, you have the building there, and you got the entrance. And you know what? I'll just fucking pull up the map. Why the hell not? Do. Incoming map, folks. Incoming map.
There we go. Ooh, that was fast.
Yeah. So, the
the wind is blowing the trees.
Yeah, I've upgraded my game a little bit. So let's say this green figurine here, don't mind the name, is going to represent where all the action currently is. So, and I will draw on the map because I don't need tokens yet. I'm just going to draw on the map just to give you guys a relative idea. So the scuffle itself has happened in this area. Okay, so there's a little patch of grease on the floor. You know, right now, let's say the heroes, quote unquote, are kind of backed up sort of against the establishment as the guards represent that red semicircle, kind of swords drawn as the guards were called. You would hear ambiance from the you know, inside the town as you hear kind of running and shouting faintly, but almost as if there's still people arriving to the scene.
Recognizing the shits that's gone down, does Alexia know where Cal is?
You would know that Cal is currently in an all-day council meeting, which was instructed earlier in that session. Did you hear me?
Yeah. How bad is this situation? Let me ask you that.
I'm not going to give you that answer. That's something that is an opinionated question that I think
let me rephrase my question.
Sure.
Like, when I look at the guards, their weapons are drawn, correct?
Yeah, so there was already a scuffle. Kuza came in, fucking tentacles are swinging. You know, he granted he missed his first couple hits or what have you, but he's involved. You know, you have Oscar who's clearly involved. You have Kavul who has already bitten and striked some of these soldiers. In fact, there's one soldier kind of holding his arm like he fucking bit me, kind of a situation.
Okay, let me get a roll out of the way. Looking upon this situation, does it look like these guards are ready to kill the guys, or does it look like they're going to try and arrest them?
I mean, it's clear to you, and this is a free one, right? It's clear to you that there seems to be an alert here. Okay, there is a heightened scenario. I mean, I'm not going to say you're going to predict what their actions may be, but their current poses...
I was looking for an insight check.
Oh, okay. I mean, even still, right? With an insight check, I mean, it's clear as day. I mean, they're upset. Oscar's upset. You know, insight is not necessarily a read mind scenario. So, I mean, you can see their body language is they're soldiers and they've been attacked. So
Okay,
they're very heightened.
Yeah, okay. Shit. Very precarious situation.
You start to see the soldiers slowly enclose, tightening that semicircle.
And she's gonna run and go get Cal. I mean, she cannot convince these people to fucking stop, and she does not want to get arrested.
Okay, perfectly fine. As you haul ass towards town, you would know because you came through here before you came into the party. You've come through this port. In fact, you're probably on the same ship that brought all these guards. So you would know that the old Thorby estate has been refurbished into this kind of town hall / council meeting, and you begin to kind of head off towards the old Thorby estate. Fantastic. Oscar.
I got my plan now, Frog, if I can go.
Sure. As you see Alexia bolt off, she kind of pushes some of the soldiers aside to kind of weave her way through. You would be seen kind of entering the fucking door frame as the sunlight hits your eye.
I'm gonna race upstairs. I'm gonna see if there's any full piss and shit buckets.
Sure. Okay. I'm not gonna say I planned for that, but okay. So you run upstairs. You make haste, and you're clearly you're running for the stairs, man. You get to the first. You get to the first floor, and it's a simple hallway, and you got doors every, 15 feet. Boom, 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 boom. And it seems to be 4 doors on one side, 4 doors on the other, and then at the end of the hallway, it flips a right.
All right, where are the rooms? Are any of the buckets in the rooms full?
Well, you're currently in the hallway, and there's 4 doors to your right, 4 doors to your left, about 15 feet apart.
Start with the closest door on whatever side.
Locked.
Oh shit, they're all locked, aren't they? That's not gonna work then.
You remember that your room was here for a night, and it was the last room on the left.
Yeah, I didn't take a dump in it though, so that's not gonna work.
He's so committed to this plan.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go back to the bar.
Putting your head down a little bit and giving yourself a little bit of a carefree, all right, whatever, dude. You sit down and you knock on the bar and order another brew. One of the wenches provides you a drink. It's a chilled ale. It seems to be the ale of the day, as she explains to you that they're trying to really reduce some of the storage space. This one's been around for a little bit, so we're trying to get new stock in. So this beer would be half off.
Yeah, they'll do.
She pours it for you, and as you hear the pouring and the foam begin to kind of go over your tankard's edge and kind of drips down a little bit of your fingers on your hand, you smell the brew. It's quite a lovely aroma as you hear kind of shouting coming from outside. So, Oscar.
Okay.
Hey, buddy. So,
Hey.
you are in a position where you and Kavul are practically shoulder to shoulder, and Kuza's also there. You three obviously heightened, as you see a good amount of soldiers semicircular around your location. For aesthetic purposes, let's say they're about 5 to 10 feet away from you. They're a decent range away from you from practicality standpoints, not rules as written. You know what I mean? So, but they definitely have their long swords drawn, and They are very much soldiers in the context that they're wearing soldier armor. It's, they got the emblems and the tabards of the Holy Empire.
Okay. So Oscar has out his dagger, and he's gonna be like, "All right, you all need to calm down for one very important reason. You're all covered in grease." And he's gonna use green flame blade to light his dagger on fire, and I can conjure fire. Now, I don't want to have to report to Cal later that a half dozen soldiers and a dwarf happened to die because they got too big for their britches and wouldn't listen when people are talking. Now, this all seemed to have happened because of some sort of misunderstanding, right? You, dwarf, you wanted my friend to pay you money, and you, guy that's bleeding, you tried to stop my friend from paying him. So why don't you just let us pay him, and then everyone could just fuck off?
So
I got stuff I want to do today. I don't have time for this.
With all that being said, there's a lot of pieces there, so let's take this in order of operations. The first response you would see off of your speech, and point of order, having watched the previous stream, not everybody was covered in grease. A good chunk of them were, but not everybody, just for the record. Number one. Number two, as soon as you say you're covered in grease and the flame appears on your blade, the dwarf, particularly, who seems to be the most covered out of everyone, having done the split and the roll and then the split again, he's all greased up. You see him starting to like peel off and take off his clothing as he's doing that. He's clearly not, he's not adorned in Holy Empire. He has like a patch, which would represent his faction, I guess. But he does not have like this soldier regalia on. He's just a store owner, right?
Yeah, I remember. So he was here before, but he used to support the mayor.
Correct. He's currently like in the process of like undoing his trousers. The other soldiers, however, that do have grease on them, and I'm going to go ahead and say, out of the 8, 5 of them are greased up. And you know what? They are cool with it. They're still like staring right at you. And they're very much, firm-faced. They're, if anything, they took another step forward. Surrender while we take you into custody if you do not wish to get harmed.
No custody. I don't do custody. Now, I'm gonna say this one more time. I'm friends with all of your bosses, and this is his fault. So just let my friend pay this guy, and everyone can fuck off.
A naked dwarf can be heard. I do not know who these guys are, and I've never seen them before.
You're just lying? You're just lying now. I literally saved your fucking town. What the hell are you doing?
Kavul, everything that has happened, during the course of everything that just happened, what actions and what words is Kavul using during this confrontation?
Kavul is just feeling cornered, so he's snarling and backing up against the wall right next to the guy he still has held and paralyzed.
Oh yeah, that guy's still paralyzed.
Oh yeah.
And then through the snarls, he says, "You attack me, I attack him."
All right, Kuza. Same scenario. What's happening simultaneously?
Kuza's this right now, just because it looks like a big fight scary breakout. It's kind of just like Cheshire cat grinning ear to ear, like ready for a tavern brawl, basically. As like weapons, like he doesn't have the anchor in hand or anything like that, but like he's ready to just get into a grappling brawl. Okay.
So I'm not sure if Kuza's aware. This is like the opposite of a tavern brawl. Just throwing that out there.
No, I'm just using that as like the example for thing coming in my head.
Yeah, I getcha. All right, cool.
Outside of a tavern brawl.
Fantastic. We're gonna pause that high tense situation, and we're gonna pull the camera away towards a burnt-out shack out in the high grass fields, not too far away from town. Senra.
Right when I started eating food.
Okay, you want me to come back to you? Because we can.
No, it's good.
Okay, so Senra.
I doubt I'm conscious anyway.
You are unconscious, and as you begin to kind of come to, right, your eyes open up and there's blurry, there's still light in the sky. Unsure specifically how long you may have been out for, but as your eyes open up, you'll see a couple of gulls flying, and your pupils will focus a little bit and blurry, and it's almost like your eyes were almost glued shut. When you just opening your eyes, you felt your skin just kind of open a little bit. A couple of leaves, or at least high grass foliage, kind of on you a little bit, probably from the wind dusting it over you as you were laying there. At your feet and about 2 or 3 feet away from you, the Edgar's finest work, the incinerator pot, is just over there. You look to your right, you look to your left, a couple of, once again, gulls, and you look to your right, you see a little mouse scurry from the burnt out fireplace into this crack in the wall with all the stones were kind of just splayed apart from whatever happened to this home. All you hear is the breeze, really, and faintly the ocean. That's your setting. You would get, and you would remember the last thing, by the way, that you saw. Do you need me to refresh your memory on the last thing you saw?
Well, we talked about some stuff in private, but I'm not sure, because you said we'd meet up afterwards, and we kind of
the
partly did.
The specific imagery that I'm talking about. The hallway.
Yeah, you're talking about that from the previous time. Not just now in game.
Yeah, I'm just asking if you remember the scene.
I remember that scene, yes.
Okay,
but
that's all. So you would have recollection of that.
Yeah, what I'm getting at is that scene was laid out before when the first time happened, but you said we'd revisit what happened this time, and we never did. Between sessions.
I don't understand what you mean. I just told you woke up and those are the images you remember. I mean, I don't know what you're asking me, buddy. I'm sorry.
No, you. Okay, so it's just the location comes to mind. Nothing that actually transpired there.
You remember? You remember the woman coming out, and you remember the thing she said. You wrote the words down. Remember?
Yes, but that was not last session.
Okay, so you wake up, drugged out as hell. Audra here. What are you gonna?
Well, I said I got
What you gonna do, Senra?
I was gonna try to remember if I remember anything, but it sounds like we're both confusing each other. So skip that. I don't think she's gonna do anything.
So she's gonna sit in the burnt out cabin?
It's actually a good idea. She's... just going to roam. Pick a direction and roam for a little bit.
Okay. Any particular direction? Towards town, away from town?
Me roll a die. North, south, east, west. South.
South.
Is what I said.
So, yeah, so town would be west, east would be the swamper area. So south would be basically following the coast with the ocean on your right shoulder. Awesome. Okay, cool. And any particular kind of way, or you literally just kind of kicking rocks, walking?
Kicking rocks, walking.
Okay, so not hasted,
Thinking.
nothing like that. Gotcha. Deep in thought.
No, not at a run. Just a country stroll type thing.
Fair enough. As you kind of make your way out of the burnt out cabin, you begin to head a southward approach. ocean to your right, and as you look to your right-hand shoulder, and the terrain kind of drops off like a nice smoothed hill, and you just see blue ocean water. The occasional ship in the distance, and they're very tiny from your location as they kind of crest through the horizon. The sky itself looks pretty clean, pretty clear. There is wind here as the breeze kind of pushes. So as you see like the waves and formations on the ocean, it's funny is that the wind makes the high grass here look like land water, as it kind of sways back and forth and kind of rotates much like an ocean, just not water. You look up and once again, birds are everywhere. The occasional spotted tree can be seen, and you make your way south. I assume
I'd double back a little bit later, and then I'm gonna go back to the burnt down house and just start tearing it apart, looking around. See if I can find anything of interest.
Okay. Sure. You spend a decent amount of time doing so. The structure itself is mostly stone, although the timber from the roof, well, what once was a roof, has, broken and slammed in, probably from storms, maybe the occasional hurricane thrashed it around. Nature has battered this structure. There's still a burnt out fireplace that's half shattered. There's walls that can absolutely be crushed into. It will take time, but it's absolutely doable.
Whole evening.
Okay, fantastic. So we will come to that in a moment then. Beautiful. So as that is going on, do I want to go to Alexia next, or do I want to go to the shit that's happening at town? Let's go to the shit that's happening at town first, and then we're gonna go to Alexia, because it's gonna take Alexia some time, probably more time it takes than when this is gonna settle. So that being said, as the guards repeat their demands of place your weapons down, we're about to take you into custody, obey or be met with force. This will be your last opportunity to come out of this without incident.
Oscar puts his hand on his face.
I guess Kuza's going to kind of turn to the others. It's like that whole look for permission to start, or we backing down. I guess.
You two, Kavul, Kuza, head to the tunnel I told you about. Once you go into it, go all the way down until you get into a cave. Alright? I'll meet you there.
You say this in front of everybody.
Yep.
Absolutely. One of the soldiers would reply back in a authoritative voice, kind of mid-20s kind of sounded looking individual, hardy young lad. Says, you guys aren't going anywhere. You are to place your weapons on the ground right now to be taken into custody.
Do you two understand?
Oh, you're talking to Kuza as well, not just Kavul?
I'm talking to both of you. Kuza, follow Kavul.
Okay, sorry. My bad. I only heard you say Kavul the first time. Okay. Kuza's just going to kind of nod and just kind of look over towards Kavul to follow if he starts to move.
We shouldn't kill these guys. They're technically on the same side as us. So, since they won't listen, fuck it.
Okay, yeah. Kavul will nod and he'll just book it. He'll take disengage action and run towards the docks.
I cast invisibility.
Okay, so hold on. Okay. Let me just make sure I'm understanding what's going on here. Okay? So, Kavul, there is no disengage action, just for the record, because there's no combat. So, you are trying to bolt through this line of soldiers, this semicircle line of soldiers, who are practically shoulder to shoulder. And you're trying to make your way towards the docks. At this point, Oscar has casted invisibility on you, Kavul. Is that correct?
No, on myself.
On
I
yourself.
have to escape
Okay.
a different way.
Okay. What's Kuza doing in this moment?
Kuzo would be following Kavul as like instructed because he doesn't know what cave he's talking about.
Okay. So
it'd be like Kavul turning to run, and then as Kavul passes Kuzo, I guess, because we were walking up behind him, Kuzo would turn to follow Kavul.
okay. So here's
'Cause
what we're gonna do. Let me get some dice out.
As the DM's going, God damn it, and going and massaging the temples.
All right. I'm gonna give this a fair shake. Why don't the two of you that are trying to bash your way, and we'll come to you in a hot second, Oscar, because you're going to be a different character. The people that are using brute force right now, let's go with both give me because you're initiating this charge. I want athletics. 2 athletic checks, please. One from either of you.
Possible advantage because the shoulders are greased and they can't grip.
Not all the soldiers are greased, and no. This is a full-on bull rush. We're good. I got this. Thank you, though. All right, so now I'm gonna give it a fair shake because I have D20. So let's see what happens here. Okay. Kavul, as you basically fucking lean into it and you like shoulder charge through the first set of shoulders. the two soldiers kind of come together like shoulder to shoulder and lean into it as well. It literally stops you dead in your fucking tracks. You kind of go boink, and you kind of fall on your ass. However, Kuza, using you, because you kind of charge first, you as Kavul fucking biffs it, Kuza was able to kind of step on your tail for a little bit of height and kind of jump a little bit and kind of like just weave through those soldiers. And Kuza's currently in full sprint towards the docks. Now, as that happens, Oscar says his invisibility spell, which is an action, and that's fine because they're all over 5 feet away from you. They don't have an opportunity, yada, yada, yada. I'm okay with that. So, you begin to do your little hand fucking gestures and boom, cast invisibility. Once again, let me set the scene for you. Kavul's been knocked down as he smashed into 2 rugged soldiers. Kuza's fucking gone, or can still be seen, but in the process of being fucking gone. And you have the other half of the semicircle who are all like, but they're still very much alert. I'll leave it at that for now.
So I'll go around the encirclement and
how? Because it's a big deal. Because once again, the soldier. I want to make it very, very clear that these soldiers, although you're invisible, it doesn't mean you pass through small spaces without being detected. They've made a clean wall of human beings enough to encompass you. So there's no real going around unless you plan on to go inside the establishment.
I mean, that's fine. Yeah, but before I do that, since I can't go around, I'll at the guy that's right in front of Kavul.
Yep.
Like the guy that's closest to him, I'm gonna drop the vial of oil that we had gotten before we left the last time, like right at his feet. Just drop it.
Sure.
And then I'm just gonna walk inside.
Sure. You pop it. Question. Now that you have dropped the oil flask, does that break your invisibility?
No, the only thing that breaks my invisibility is if I was to cast a spell or attack someone
Attack. Okay.
or lose concentration.
Fair enough. Okay. As you drop the oil, the soldiers, you know what? I'll be fair and I'll just use their passive perception because I don't think they would have enough to do that. So their wisdom's a flat 0. Their passive is okay. So they do not see the footprints in the grass that you're standing on as you run inside the establishment. At least they don't notice it as the big fucking lizard just got taken down. As a result, you'll hear the guards shout in alarm, "They're escaping!" Many of them begin to jump onto Kavul. I'm going to go ahead and say... wrong die. 1 second. 4 guards automatically jump onto you, Kavul. And the weight on you is just, it's immense. You got these 4 soldiers, and they're all in the process of grappling. I'm willing to give you the benefit of the doubt. You can roll me in athletics or acrobatics at disadvantage. It should be at super mega disadvantage, but there's no such thing. So, disadvantage. Okay. You ain't going anywhere. There's so much fucking weight on top of you. They have you almost completely supine. As that is going on, Kuza, you're at the docks. You hear the weight of your boot, boom, 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 on the docks. You see women and children that are on the docks swimming, running to the side, letting you go by. What are you gonna do?
I didn't know I had ran that far ahead.
I'm sorry.
I thought I was just on the other. I was just on the other side of them from when you left off.
Okay, so you tell me. What do you want?
Yeah. No, it's So yeah, it would be getting on the other side. I guess seeing how Kavul didn't get through, it'd be turning around and all stuff. I guess as I'm turning around, I'm seeing them pile onto him. So, well, I see the face you're making. Damn it.
Go ahead. Don't mind me. I'm just listening to the story.
Oh, the cringe fest. Yeah, because Kuza doesn't know the cave, and all he knows is that Kavul knows where to go. So without Kavul, he has no clue where to go. So yeah, Kuza's going to turn around. I guess at about that time, I'm going to assume that he'll see them start to go pile on. And I guess he'll go to try like grab one of them and throw him off or something like that. Try to get to Kavul, help him get up and out.
Sure, go ahead.
If possible.
Also, make me an athletics check then.
Yep.
You reach down.
Jesus, guys. This is what you do.
Because there's like five of the soldiers there. Hold on.
I need to point out that it was a nat 1. It shows a 7, but it is a nat 1. I just want to point that out.
Yeah, I can see it. Pretty red for me. So as that happens, I'm gonna say it's a nat 1 because there's 4 people on, as well as 5 other guards that see this happening and counter tackle you and grab you. You are like kind of put in a reverse arm bar, like your arms behind you like this, you know, and they're kind of lifting you up a little bit. Your tentacles flip out. One of the other guards is fucking wrangling one of your fucking tentacles as you're trying to break free. It's bad as they shove you against the wall and they're just trying to pin you down. 2 guards, however, out of all of them, 2 guards are not engaging in that as they both look at each other, and they're looking around, looking for Oscar. Fate. Actually, first, Oscar, you enter. I'll get into you in a second, Fate, and then we're going to go into Alexia, and then we're going to hit it. Oscar, you are in 1 foot into the establishment. Where are you going? What are you doing?
I see Fate at the bar, right?
Yes, you do.
I walk up to next to Fate at the bar. Fate, you're a noble, right? These are your people. Go help them, and let's all try to meet at Mr. Edgar's. And he whispers this: in Fate's ear, and then Oscar would either go out a back door or like climb out a window.
Okay. Well, Fate, I'll give you the opportunity to respond first. You hear a disembodied voice, i.e., homie's invisible, whispering in your ear, saying what you just heard.
Said, if we never meet up, we're going to the next mission.
Okay. With that being said, Oscar, you know there's people down here, right? And you know there's windows as well. They're all closed at the moment. Yeah, we need to be opened to attempt what you're wanting to bounce out. There doesn't seem to be a back door per se, but there is a upstairs.
Is there any spot where there's not anyone near the window?
I mean, yeah, there's windows that are not being sat next to. Not all of them. Let's say there's 4 windows. 3 of them may have patrons next to them. There's a window that is closed. However, there's patrons here. And full disclosure, windows don't generally open up themselves.
All right, I'll go up to the 2nd floor, get to the balcony, and then climb down.
Sure. You make your way to the hallway. You got those 4 rooms on either side. Every door seems to be pretty much locked. The wraparound goes to another set of stairs, which seems to take you to the 3rd floor. I assume you go to the 3rd floor.
Yeah, whatever floor has the balcony on it.
Correct. At the far end, once again, more rooms on either side, but the far end this time, there seems to be an outside scenario. And as you kind of push it, there doesn't seem to be anybody up here as well. All doors were locked as well. Once again, kind of like an inn or a hotel. You open the balcony door, and there it is. So you got your balcony. You look down, and you would kind of see the docks and where the scuffle you were just a part of down there. You wouldn't see them directly unless you really lean forward. But if you were to lean forward, you would see your 2 colleagues below you, currently in the process of being cuffed or kind of, tied together.
I told them to run. Well, yeah, Oscar's gonna get down. Since he's as he's going, when he gets to the ground level, he would definitely see that they didn't run. So he would just head to instead of Mr. Edgar's place, he would head to the Thorby estate where he knows Mr. Edgar and Cal are.
So you're going to make your way to the Thorby estate, you said?
Yeah.
How long does invisibility last?
An hour.
Okay, cool. And how do you plan to get out of the building? You're just going to go out the front door?
Get the front.
Well,
No, I told you. I'm gonna climb down from the
from the balcony.
The balcony, yeah. I'm gonna go to a place where there aren't people, and then I'm gonna climb down.
Well, on the other side of the building, it's scalable. It's 3 floors up, so let's just call it 30 feet flat. So it's scalable. It just there's a tree there on the other side, some grass, some bushes. The only real thing you see there is a bunny rabbit currently kind of munching on some grass there near the tree hole there. As you kind of look to the left, you'll see women on the dock with children, maybe some fishermen. You'll see just in the distance the Holy Empire ship that's being unloaded. There seems to be a glint of your eye catches the shimmer, which seems to be coming off of a humanoid looking metallic object as it's slowly kind of just, marching off of the ship. Go ahead and...
So I see like a dude in armor coming off the ship.
It's a humanoid that seems to shimmer light as if it was metallic. So do with that information as you see fit.
Okay.
All right. You gonna jump down or scale down?
Yeah, I'll scale down. I'll grab some rope, tie it up onto the thing, tie it to like my waist, and scale down, and then I'll just unhook it and leave the rope behind. And
With the
head.
use of a rope, just give me a acrobatics out of 10. Pretty easy.
Okay.
Or athletics, whichever is easier for you.
Actually, currently, because of the thing I just got, athletics is actually higher now.
Fantastic. Does taking
But with a roll like that, it doesn't matter.
damage knock you out of invisibility?
I mean, I'd have to make a concentration check.
Okay. Okay. Damn, that sucks, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So, as you
We're all rolling shit. Jesus, look at these last few rolls.
as you put your leg over the banister, you hold the rope and you kind of make it feel like it's secure. As soon as you lean back, as soon as you lean back, you hear as the hand railing kind of just goes bah, and at least you have your rope with you, and you begin to tumble, bah, as you hit the ground. Only 5 damage. Only 5 damage. You can go ahead and make your concentration check.
I'm gonna give myself advantage just
Okay.
because it's important.
Yep, and don't forget to roll your for your wild magic for your invisibility if you haven't done that yet.
I did it last time.
Okay.
Oh, because no wait, not for invisibility. Ooh,
Yeah.
ooh, you're right. Fun things. Let's go. All right, I'm gonna do my concentration check with advantage. All right,
Beautiful.
cool.
All right, cool. Fantastic. As you maintain, you begin to head in the direction of the Thorby estate. As that's happening,
I'm gonna run there.
Alexia,
Yes.
out of character, you don't know this, as Oscar's kind of in his position, he's kind of going, if it was a circle, he's going clockwise. You're also going clockwise. This time you have Cal in tow, as Cal mounts his horse. And you're kind of just behind him, able to maintain your speed through these city streets. By the time you and Cal both get there, you would see currently in Kuza and Kavul, will be bound behind back, but your feet are still very much free. Your tentacles have been wrapped around you, and also tied down, because that's the only way I could think about it happening. So, Cal, you get to the scene.
So Cal rides up. His horse is wearing a full plate of armor. Like it's just a wall of metal coming towards you guys. But you can definitely tell it's him. And he recognizes a couple around and just simply says, "What the hell is happening?"
Sir, we are here as a result of a scuffle. They attacked us, sir. They attacked us.
Which ones attacked you?
The one soldier that had been bitten. This thing, he bit me. Look! And he kind of has a little bit of blood going down his arms, and it's clearly a chomp from a reptilian bite.
Go to the healer and get that looked at. I'll take care of things here.
Aye, sir. And he kind of scurries off. Sir, what do we do with these two? They are in pure violation of attacking an officer. I mean, they should be executed, sir.
They're idiots, but they're idiots that have helped the Empire in a lot of cases. Let me handle it. Until then, bring them this way.
As the soldiers do what they're told, and once again, Alexia, you are very much a participant in this. You're kind of just behind the horse to the right, as Cal's taking a very mighty stance, fucking straight back. His armor's fucking pimping, and the soldiers kind of start to nudge you, Kavul, and you're kind of in front of, not Kavul, excuse me, Kuza. They kind of nudge you first. You're kind of in front of Kavul at this point, and it kind of gives you a good thrust. It kind of pushes you forward a little bit, and that really hurt me in real life. Ow. Sorry, 1 second. Ow, sorry about that. So, Cal, you look down, and you'll see this face you've never seen before, not only bound by the back, by his hands, but these tentacles that are wrapped around him and tied down as well.
Kuval, I'll talk to you in a moment. who are you? And do I recognize what he is?
You tell me. Do you recognize what he is? Out of character, he's a Simic hybrid.
No,
Which-
I have no idea what the hell he is.
They're basically just like weird elves. Like even in like the actual race itself from Magic the Gathering, they're literally just elves that were experimented on, basically.
Basically, he's half elf, half octopus. That's really
Gotcha.
what he is.
I don't recognize what he is at all. For all I know, he's part of the demon army.
What is Cal's rank?
Let's make him a sergeant. He's the ranking official in this town. Militarily.
Alexia will step forward and say, Sergeant Cal, he joined up with our group at from the Holy Empire while they were trying to break the siege at Mirador. He was fighting with the Empire.
I want to also interject a little out of character. Alexia did come through this town, Cal. You remember Cal, because they fucking, guys saw each other in the woods.
Yeah.
My bad. Continue. I apologize.
Yeah, and that's when he joined up with our group to help us take care of the incident going on at the Burning Forest, sir.
Did he? Well, welcome in. And Cal's going to go ahead and point to a couple guards, or a couple of the soldiers, and tell them to untie them. And where's everybody else?
Oscar was here. I do not know where he is now. I just remember him when I was here. He was making the situation worse.
What?
And I assume Fate's inside the bar.
That's normal for both. What about Senra?
I have no clue where Senra is, sir.
Frog.
Sir.
So as I was leaving, they were arriving. So did I see them?
Nah, you went on the opposite
I didn't
side.
see him?
You chose to
Okay.
take the path of least resistance.
So I'm still heading towards the estate.
Correct. Yeah.
So why don't you go ahead and why don't you two just follow me?
As the
And he's gonna
guards
start
are,
heading towards the top.
the guards aren't happy. As they cut the bindings, they don't say anything as they are bound by duty, but they're mad.
I will release my spell.
Excuse me?
I will release my hold person spell.
Sure.
You never.
That's fine. An extra guard joins the fray. Huh? What the... Huh? Alright, so the two are in front of you, Cal.
So you guys follow me. Cal turns and he starts riding towards the docks.
Absolutely. You make your way to the docks. The soldiers kind of salute you, and they continue to go back to their detail. You can hear some rumbling between the guards. Nothing that seems to be urgent. More just gossip and grumble, really, as they return to their posts. You make your way towards the dock. You hear the hooves of your mighty steed, Applejacks. Chip, 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 chip. On the docks, you have Kuza and Kavul in tow, and I'm assuming Alexia is following.
Yes.
As the sunlight beats down on your face, the warmth of the ocean air just really makes your armor warm to the touch, and it just feels like you're insulated. You'll see Cal in front of you, as planned through the Holy Empire. You see your automatron being delivered, walking from the docks, this Warforged soldier. As it walks past you, the other three would also see this Warforged soldier, adorned in Holy Empire, eyes currently glowing blue. As it makes its way further into town, its hand is not even a hand; it's a full-on, like if you put a longsword on the end of your hand, and a mighty thick fucking shield on his other. You'll see on his neck, you'll see XRV11 on his neck. And it doesn't even look at you guys. It's fucking ghosting. Walks past you and into town.
As you guys can see, a lot has changed since you've been here.
Obviously.
Who's just going to kind of just stare at the thing as it walks by. That's just.
Cal keeps walking, and he heads. He's kind of heading towards the sand, the beach.
Okay. Do you guys follow?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Sorry, just taking a drink.
You know, this town is a town of law, and you did still attack soldiers of the Holy Empire. If you were anybody else, you would have been executed.
They struck first.
They are the law. For that, you do still need to be punished. I suggest you do not fight. And he's going to order them to be buried to their heads in the sand.
Couple of guards that never really leave your full visibility. You beckon them over. As you command them, you have two soldiers throw shovels at the feet of Kuza and Kavul.
I suggest you dig.
How long will they have to be buried in the sand for?
Until I decide otherwise.
Fair enough.
Wool grabs a shovel and finds a nice warm part of sand, and then starts digging.
Okay, and the sand it's beach sand, very soft. Occasionally, you'll get a fragment of a shell, and the tide right now is very low, so you got a decent amount of space here. What about you, Kuza?
Yeah, I guess Kuzus will grab a shovel. It's like Sorry, I'm just like thinking. It's like there's no issue here for Kuza. It's like, even if the tide comes in.
Don't tell Cal. Don't tell Cal.
You literally see.
No, this is like out of character. This is out of character where it's like I'm just saying it's like, all right. Kuzo's I guess will go grab a shovel and just go and start digging. I guess not where the tide's at now, but like if tide was to come in, it would be there ish, like just a little bit in front of that. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So like you'd have like the tide come here, his head would be sticking about here.
Understood. Well, the tide goes all. If you look at the map, it's actually like a divot. The ocean has eaten away at the shoreline here, so
yeah.
Based on that, the tide does flush up against solid land at some point.
Okay, then yeah. I guess Kuzo would just kind of just go plop a spot. Then it doesn't matter. He'll just go start digging.
Okay, you do so, sire. As one of the soldiers looks up at Cal.
Yes?
Are they to be bound as well when we place them in the hole?
Yes.
All right.
Don't want them digging their way out.
I shall go retrieve a fresh set of irons, sir. With your permission.
Granted.
And he... Very ambitious young soldier as he runs off. Alexia, you stand back and you watch Kuza and Kavul just digging a hole. It's a slow process, but it's doable. It might take some time. What's going on with Alexia?
She's just sitting back and watching them dig their holes. I mean, she understands why this is being done. And this is far less better than them being executed, in her opinion. She thinks Oscar should be here with them. And the fact that he isn't kind of irks her.
Absolutely. As all that happens...
In fact, she... what about Oscar, sir?
Where is he? I didn't see him.
He was here when I left. Kavul, Kuza, what happened to Oscar?
Oscar told Kavul to follow, or no, sorry. Oscar told Kavul to... Yeah. Oscar told Kavul to run to cave, and for Kuza to follow Kavul.
What
Sorry,
cave?
I pointed that. I'm sorry.
I got what you were saying. Alexi wants to know what cave are you talking about?
Kuza does not know. Kuza does not know cave. As he's like digging a hole, but kind of like digging the hole
you went
a
to
little
the
bit
cave?
wide.
We had that cave filled a long time ago.
He said to run the cave.
All right. He's going to look down and he's going to ask for a couple guards to head towards the cave entrance and see if they can locate their wizard companion.
Sir! And they kind of flag a couple more down, as this whole area seems to be of high visibility right now. You know, everything's going on. Buzz travels pretty quick, and more soldiers have kind of congregated in this general area. As you put the word out to check it, are you also talking about Oscar as well?
Yes.
Okay. And the word is out, and some of the soldiers start to disperse. We're going to pause you guys there. And Senator, we're going to come to you in just a second. Let me handle Fate. Fate, yep. You hear gossip as a dwarf holding his testicles in the process of putting his trousers back on. Oh! That'll take care of them. Ha! Told you I wasn't having no damn lizard in here. Not again. Not again. And he kind of goes behind the bar, and Fate, from your perspective, all you see is from like his chin up, as he doesn't quite, he's not taller than the bar top for the most part.
Yeah, so what the hell happened to you?
I split my testicles. Oh, man.
Jeez. Did you get your money back?
No, damage done. I'd rather him be punished like he is right now.
Fair enough. Anyway,
Is he a friend
I might
of
be back
yours?
tonight. I might not.
Is he a friend tonight? Is he a friend of yours?
He's in my party. We have an assignment for the Empire.
What? He works for the Holy Empire?
Yeah.
What manner of creature like that works for the Holy Empire?
I don't know, man. Just showed up one day. Started working with us. We've done some pretty serious business so far. Filled a few contracts, and we're working on another one.
Oh, you have another contract, huh? Is it good money?
It's not that bad. I tell him the amount out of character. I forgot the number.
Out of character, me too. It's in a note somewhere, and I don't feel like pulling it up. But gotcha. So, the dwarf would begin to kind of interrogate you. Like, what's the mission?
We got to go somewhere and investigate something.
Where?
We're going up north.
What's north?
Apparently fire.
You're going to the Burning Brain? Brain Forest?
That might be our next destination.
What do you plan to find there?
Well, we're going to find some answers to a location that we're going to head to. But that's all I can say for now. And Fate is going to flip a coin and say thanks for the drink. And he is going to head out the door.
Hey, before you go, do you have another copy of this contract? I'm curious.
Only the one that I have.
May I see it?
I'm not gonna share it. I'm just gonna keep going. Say no thanks.
Okay. Where do you head to?
I'm going out the door. I'm gonna see what I see.
As soon as you head out the door, you look to your right where the docks would be. You don't see anything on there. Actually, as you head out the door, just turning the corner near the Mary Fox heading towards the cathedral, you would see the back end of what looks to be a decently sized warforge walking towards the cathedral, nice and, soldier-like. To your right, you wouldn't see anything. The docks, the ship, some soldiers going to and from the ship. You'll see a heightened presence of soldiers here as well, as some seem to be jumping off the dock and under the dock for reasons unbeknownst to you, as well as a soldier comes up to you. We're looking for the one known as Oscar. You seen him?
Yeah, I thought you guys took care of him.
Nah, he evaded capture. We have orders to bring him in. If you get a hold of him or talk to him, let him know. Sir Cal wants to speak to him.
All right, but he's not, I don't see him in here.
All right. The soldier would kind of tap you on the shoulder as he looks around to the other soldiers. He points at two. He gestures them inside the establishment and two more down the street that way. Thank you for your time.
And Fate's going to continue to go outside. And I'm going to head to... Because where did Oscar say he was going? I'm going to start walking to wherever that location was.
Sure, he did
mention... It's the governor's mansion house?
Yeah, the Thorby estate. The guy that you guys beheaded ages ago.
The place that I told him to go was Mr. Edgar's.
Edgar's?
That's why I said we should meet up.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yep, I'm going to go Edgar's.
Okay. You walk down the street, the main street, women and children out and about. There seems to be a buzz in the town as, the electricity is up there as you see soldiers talking to people, indicating that, Oscar is being searched for, tell him, Sir Cal is looking for him, etc., etc., etc. Pausing there, Senra.
Yep.
Give me, please. Give me let's go with an investigation with advantage, as you are taking your sweet ass time digging through every nook and cranny of this house.
Advantage. -1. Hey, 10.
A 10. Let me just take a look. Wow, dude, really? A fucking 10?
That's what it was.
Fair enough. All right. You...
I never use the damn thing. I'll use my inspiration. Why
okay,
not?
Sure.
There you go.
I don't have the screen open here. Oh, hey.
18.
With a nice nat 20, sort of. You get to this fireplace. And although the top is crumbled in and there's debris on the floor to your left and is kind of looking all shoddy, you see, like, the wind kind of coming down this little shaft and out. And there, there's space behind there. Space that doesn't seem to, space that doesn't seem to be forward facing. You know what I mean? As you stick your hand back there, you feel what was like the remnants of like a flue pulley, and it's like dangling chain. But the chain itself, it's so rusted, probably from exposure, that it doesn't even sway in the breeze.
Try to yank it, it breaks off, so... fucking piece of shit. Just start punching the chimney and brick by brick until it comes apart.
Because why do it the easy way? Absolutely. As
Bloody
you
knuckles going one after the other.
Yeah, man. You know what? Let fucking roll me some strengths, man. Give me 2 strengths. One representing left foot, one representing thunder, the other one representing lightning.
I get advantage, I guess.
Sure. What did you get here? Oh my lord! Bang!
24 and 16.
You hear the crumbling of like whatever the soot and debris that just years of using fireplace and rock kind of fall a little bit. And with your other one, boom! You pound it in as well. And this, you hear a thud of like a wooden cask hit the floor inside the fireplace.
Fucking old ass logs.
Say what?
Said fucking old ass logs. She'll head over and pick it up and kind of look it over real quick.
It seems to be a perfect rectangle, a thin rectangle. So let's say it's about 3 to 4 inches tall. It's cut in the seam at around 2 inches. There's hinges on the other side. One of the hinges is like a little broken, like it's not fully there, but it's enough to lock. There's like a latch, but the lock itself just seems to be so weathered that it's kind of flimsy, like the rust has eaten away. It's like a little small lock. You could probably flick it open.
Put it against the ground. Smash it open instead.
Okay. You end zone this thing. Pah! On the ground it goes and it shatters everywhere. A roll of parchment begins to roll with the breeze across the room.
Kind of walk over, follow, and pick it up. Fucking whatever. Just throws it in the bag. Doesn't even look at it.
Sure. Hold on while I write these down.
Do that later. So she's still like mid-rage, so not worried about that too much.
I got you. I just want to make a note of this. I apologize. Give me a second here. Didn't expect that to go that way.
You're fine.
Right here. Notes.
That's the common story with Senua, apparently.
Seems to be the common story for this whole party.
All right.
No, I think the whole fighting thing was expected, especially once I got into it, but...
All right, so you prop it in your bag, and the parchment itself also seems to be slightly weathered, as it's been exposed to elements for, Lord knows how long. And it kind of crinkles a little bit, a slight tear, but you kind of put it in your bag. Yeah, man, that's that. What do you want to do?
Kind of goes back to just beating the shit out of this dead house for a bit. Maybe another good hour or two. We're finally heading into town, and while walking into town, she'll pull that... When she's calmed down a bit, pull that paper out and kind of check out what it is.
Sure. Sure. Let's just fast forward the hour then. You begin making your way towards town after, bloodying up your knuckles pretty decently. In fact, your knuckles are, the top layer of your epidermis is kind of peeled away a little bit as your black flesh is turned into a little bit of a white, as it rolls up under the pressure, it's kind of clearer and whiter to the tone, and like a blister of sorts. And the blood begins to seep through. Some wind kicks up nearby you that kicked up a little bit of dirt, and it kind of sprinkles across your knuckles a little bit, which makes you feel a little bit of a sting across your knuckles.
No use covering these up then? That's useful.
Absolutely. And you make your way to the gate of town. When you get to the town gate,
I was going to read the paper on the way.
Okay,
so
that's fine.
That's time for that. Okay.
Yeah, you unravel this paper and parchment. It seems to look like a weathered map of some sort. This imagery, what you do see on it, you'll see like the cabin that you just came from. You'll see some sort of epitaph that indicates like the town of Bestow. Although it looks like an older version of Bestow. What, out of everything that's there, I mean, there's an X on the map, and it seems to have another location that seems to be tucked away behind swamps and trees and whatnot. At least what's depicted on the map, if you were to kind of put that into perspective. The one thing that stands out, and the reason why I'm being so vague, is because I feel Sen would automatically just focus on this. There seems to be a wax stamp. Kind of like, those ring stamps and the old wax seals.
Signet rings.
Yeah, thank you. It seems to have a shape that triggers you.
Okay. I kind of assume what you're saying, but you can send me messages and
Yeah, I'm looking for a picture right now.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll go with that. In fact, I will put it in the table because I didn't change the picture anyway. So it would look something like this. The wax part, not the ring.
Okay. Do religion or history
Sure.
check, I think, to see if I can recognize.
You could roll
it's the
this at
same mod.
advantage.
Okay. Oh.
With a 17,
I saw the 0.
you absolutely know that this is a wax seal to that of a follower of the Spider Queen.
Lol. But checking the map, is there any reference for scale for what's being presented?
There isn't. It's more topography based. You know what I mean? It doesn't seem. It's not like one of those. Oh, take 5 steps here. Turn right. It's more of just like a person's perspective of the territories, and it's very crudely made, and the weatherization doesn't help. But you do recognize Bestow. You do recognize the house that you found this in. Once again, be it older versions of these two locations, you do see the tree line. Having ventured through here, you recognize like, oh, that must be the Brain fucking woods over there. That kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. If I know Bestow and the broken down house as well as the tree line, does the measurement seem to equal to what is being presented on the map, or are they really disparate in a jar?
It's not to scale, I guess would be the best way to answer that. But the one thing that you would see where the wax seal is seems to be in the, if you were to take your best guess, kind of the Brain Woods area. And it seems to be encapsulated, and there's a drawing around it of this like structure. The waterlogged and the ink has bled a lot to not really discern what structures it's trying to represent. It's kind of bled through into the parchment, but it seems to be, there's something that seems to be around it, and it seems to be rectangular or squared in kind of appearance on the map.
Okay, I'm trying to see if I have something in my pouch real quick.
Sure.
So I have a map of the city I grew up in, so I'm going to use the backside of that to sort of copy down what's there on a more sustainable medium.
Okay.
And once that's done, I'll head back in the town, kind of bagging both of them.
Sure.
In the bag of holding.
Let's say your copying takes a little bit of time. I'm assuming you have a writing utensil with you. You kind of plop down your ass a little bit. You kind of use the ground as, pressure and start scratching away. And that takes, let's just say, 30 minutes to get that fully done. And that gives us the opportunity to do 2 things. One, let's take a 10-minute break now, guys, because I need to take a walk. My stomach's starting to hurt. So, yeah, let's take 10 minutes and come back, and we'll see what happens to our soon-to-be dearly departed, maybe. We'll see what happens.
I wonder about that. That's an interesting mechanical question.
What?
I'll send you a message. You're going to be up a break.
Sure. All right. I'll be right back. I got to walk around, guys. I'm sorry.
All right.
Back in a minute.
Oh. Kuza, you're muted.
Sorry, my headset died, and and I'm on just my phone's audio, which will have backfeed occasionally. But yeah, no, I love how we just kind of unintentionally sold out our third member from the incident.
Like, why are you throwing me under the bus?
Look, I'm not. I'm just answering questions.
No, not you, Alexia. You weren't even there. You just threw me under the bus, saying that I was making it worse.
First of all, according to Purple Demon Baby logic, I was there.
And you didn't help. But also,
I did help.
all
I went and got
was try
Cal.
to de-escalate the situation. And,
Just
and
because the
You
helping
do
glass
not
stuff
cast grease and then threaten to set them on fire to de-escalate a situation.
no. I did grease so they couldn't, swarm Kavul, and then I was using that as a measure to like see if you try to like kill us, attack us, you won't get off without some wounds yourself. But I didn't want to kill any of them because they're technically on the same side, which is why I said, okay, forget it, we won't fight. And then
that isn't de-escalation. That is hey, to them that's like, I'm gonna set you on fire if you proceed with this course of action. That is specifically escalation.
No, but don't forget, I also was telling them the whole time like that we were just out. Let's just let Kavul pay him, and
The reality
move
was
on.
like, where we need to take you into custody so we can figure this out, and you're like, no, we're gonna kill you if you try.
Well,
Exactly.
as soon as they said bring him into custody, Oscar would immediately like no, I'm no, because I don't know if you remember, but Senra, but Oscar has sort of a trauma about being locked up.
Oh,
So
you remember you mentioned it last game, and I did watch the video from last game. I understand where your character's coming from, but when she said you were specifically making the situation worse, you were specifically making the situation worse.
Yeah.
It ain't. I mean, I'm hoping that he just buries you neck deep
Oh
in
no,
the sand
Oscar's
and
not
calls
gonna
it a
let
day.
that. Oscar's not gonna follow through with that either. That's just another form of imprisonment. Also, while that's happening, what's gonna happen with Cinder? Nah, he's gonna avoid that for peak. Plus, he didn't even attack anyone. He didn't even touch anyone. All he did was talk to them and try to get them to stop.
Well, no, you cast. I will once again. I'll reiterate. You cast a spell.
Right.
Wow.
It was a warning. It wasn't a threat. It was a warning. If
You
they
do
touch
not-
them, they're gonna set on fire.
When the police show up, you do not say, y'all stay back, otherwise you do not pour gasoline on the ground and say, stay back or I'm going to light y'all on fire.
They ain't
As
the
a
police, they're
warning.
thugs.
Yeah, that's how you get tased.
I mean,
They're-
Kavul
get
doesn't think he
shot.
was in the wrong at all.
Yeah,
You
it's
get
like,
shot with rubber bullets at least.
I applaud your mentality and the thought process you're going through. I applaud it and support it. It's just not the correct way to go about it.
Yeah.
Also, they were being racist, and Oscar's 100% against racism. Pretty much any form of discrimination, and ableism is a big no-no.
That's an
But-
excellent point to bring up during a conversation, like inside an interrogation room, where you can have a civil conversation where weapons are not involved.
No, he's not going in any form of
I know.
lockup.
It's the
What?
joke. You missed it.
Oscar, I'm just going to go ahead and tell you. Alexia agrees with you on all those points. Me, as a player, agrees with your reasoning and all that with you. That being said...
He wants his character to stay alive.
I mean,
well, no,
Kavul doesn't think
that's
he was
not
in
it.
the wrong at all.
Alexia's position is... I can't tell you a lot about what's going on with her because this is a specific situation that she kind of has knowledge of. And that I'll go ahead and say she's not going back to prison.
See, like-minded. Though it
I
wasn't
mean-
prison, it was lockdown.
No. Alexia was
Oh,
in
that's
prison.
the Alexia backstory.
Yeah, this is
Oh,
Alexia
yeah.
backstory stuff.
Kavul didn't want to go back to prison either.
That's understandable. See, if they took you, Alexia's mind is at least if they took you into custody.
Is Senra the only one that has been to prison?
Kuza has not been to prison, though. He
Senra,
didn't
you're in a
fight.
mental prison constantly.
Yeah, I'm in a party with you.
Yeah.
Actually, no, rephrase. I
Likewise.
guess Kuza hasn't been locked in
No,
prison,
that's a
but
fair
he's been left
statement.
for death.
Kuza.
I mean, Kavul was
Yep.
more, he was into slavery.
Yeah, he got
Yeah.
he enslaved for a bit there, but we saved him. Or he
Hey,
more.
Kuza,
he saved himself
Have you
than
been,
Saved
in
himself, to be fair.
been around when
Yeah.
Kane has talked about any of his backstory?
No. I don't believe
Okay.
so.
Not even when you were the artificer? No, yeah, you were there when we were imprisoned by the hag when Kane revealed a very big piece of his backstory.
Oh, that, yes. But I don't know that any of that anymore of my current characters.
Okay, well, so yeah, you would be the only, like, out of character, you should know who Alexia is. Like,
I'm back.
Basically, you have to keep in mind, the whole
Welcome
incident I
back.
had, I was only there for maybe about a quarter and a half of it because of connection issues.
okay, so when, well, I mean, anybody who can watch the stream channel can know this out of character. So when we
Welcome
were
back,
imprisoned by the hag on the Thursday table, Kane made a specific deal with the hag saying,
Oh, yeah.
saying that he sold his wife out to the witch hunters.
Yep.
Alexia is his wife.
Oh!
Oh damn, you got fucked.
Oh.
Oh! Fuck!
And we were this close to that, to them crossing paths again.
Alright!
Oh.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah. Fair.
But yeah, I mean,
Cruz hasn't been left for. Cruz hasn't been locked up in prison, but he has been tied to a anchor and left to die under the water, tied to it.
And you decide to fuck an octopus?
No.
Survive.
Or is basically
That was his dad.
God damn it!
It could have been his mom.
So the
Oh, it's so much inbreeding. That's how you got the octopus parts.
so the god
Ah.
that he follows as far as like his quote unquote religion or whatnot, the tentacles are like a boon gift from it. Just me trying to BS explain why the fucking tentacles are there. If
That's
you're
all right.
familiar
You're
with
just
Legends,
you're a special muffin.
It's okay. We understand it. You like Japanese anime. Anime
Yeah,
in air
fine.
quotes.
And you just
Be variety.
you embody your hobbies. We
familiar
get it.
with-
It's fine.
if you're familiar with League of Legends at all, Kuza is loosely based off of Alawi.
The only League of Legends thing I know is that show that I watched, Arcane.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, basically in League of Legends, there is a god called Nakakebordos, which is basically a god of creation and motion. It's basically like a giant undersea kraken serpent that has a shit ton of tentacles. I.e., why and it is what it is. It's not
Or-
Cthulhu. It's
It's more like
there's actually it's like I guess their version ish of it. But it's actually good, just God.
It depends where the tentacles are.
Anyways, yeah, the tentacles are because of backstory being tied to that religion for Kuza.
Okay.
nice.
It's me trying to like spin it together because like in generic D&D, simic hybrids don't exist, but they're created by basically any race being taken in and experimented on by someone.
I mean, they're from Ravnica, so it's completely foreign.
Yeah. So, but it's like even in Ravnica, like the simic hybrids generally look like an elf, just blue skin and other appendages grafted onto them. So that's
I got claws on my body.
Yeah, which is really weird because they're huge scientific nerds, but like, your character doesn't seem that aspect.
Yeah, he's not.
Yeah.
He's not.
Which is fair.
He's
yeah.
just the experiment. He didn't
Yeah,
study.
he was the experiment. He wasn't the experimenter. He was the experimentee.
I think actual simic hybrids, they do the experimentations on
Simic do have a
themselves.
tendency to be like, hey,
Yeah.
you want to make some money? Come into my lab.
Here's 3 copper. And some
Oddly, it feels
tentacles.
like Senra has the most common the most calm backstory.
I mean, Kavul's backstory, besides being captured by the slavers, is pretty calm.
Yeah, that's fair.
Kuza's whole thing was basically he tried to do something good and failed, and then proceeded to get tied to an anchor and thrown overboard.
Nice.
Oscar was he didn't have familiar love because he wasn't good at magic, so he experimented on himself to a certain degree of success. But because he wasn't good enough, they locked him away for 15 years. Though he broke out
Senris is
several
different.
times. Hmm?
Senris is different from each of those.
Yeah. I mean, Kavul.
Well, your
thinks he's
backstory
completely in the
supersedes
right.
yourself. Your backstory goes back into the lore.
Mine does?
Yeah, the whole thing with like your curse thing that's killing you because of, you know, the thing of the Shadar-kai with the Raven Queen and all that stuff. So like yours gets into the lore shit.
No, like the Shadow Kai curse is actually probably about 5% of her backstory, maybe 10%.
Oh well, for what we know.
Yeah, and that's why I'm not saying anything because nobody's asked, which is fair.
You should say it in like I mean, I for one have said all this in character, so I'm just waiting for the actual information in character.
I mean, no one's asked Kavul anything.
Yeah, same story there.
You're just our buddy. You're our simple people-eating buddy.
Except where he got the stuff from to make his tent and shield the first time.
Oh yeah, there were questions there, and horrifying answers.
Try to get someone depressed to talk
minute.
and tell me how well that goes for you when they try to get them to tell you your backstory.
What happened?
I was saying, try to convince someone who's depressed to expel to relay all their woes and concerns and history about it.
I know how that is.
See how well that goes.
Cruiser just appreciates a good fight and some good barbecue.
Man, I tell you, if Oscar didn't tell
almost had
Kavul to
to,
run, that could have got nasty.
I was trying to de-escalate the situation. They weren't listening, so the only way they would get out alive is if we didn't
Well,
fight.
let me see is a de-escalation. Fire is an
If all
escalation.
didn't run, there probably wouldn't have been an execution.
The only time that fire is not an escalation is when you're dealing with like fire elementals or demons or devils
What I
or
was trying
things from
to
the
do
fire plane.
was make it so that they know that like that it was an even playing field was what I was trying to put. I was trying to make it like
Nope,
in a
that was-
negotiation standpoint.
Nope, that's not a negotiation. If someone's about to jump off the ledge, you don't say, "Here's a parachute." I agree with you. That doesn't matter. That's not.
I was saying
That's
don't
failing
fight
logic.
because if you fight, you'll get hurt.
But,
That was pretty much it.
Yeah,
You could have
out of
just as
character,
easily
though.
said, "Don't fight. We can go talk to Cal. He's probably going to be here soon anyway because we're making a mess."
I did mention Cal. Like I
Yes, you
mentioned him,
did.
like,
Well,
3
also in the
times.
same sentence, you also said, "Don't fight. We can talk to Cal, or I can kill you." You know, they're kind of different message.
Hey, man,
I
The
can't see
good with
one
the
thing,
bad.
though.
Wording
say
the
one
All I'm
thing.
doing is advising to lean heavier into the good than also providing the bad. You
Okay,
know,
so just threatening. Okay, there it is. All
sure.
right.
Go
Uh,
with
It
that.
was
That's
bad
exactly
to,
what
it
I
was
said.
bad to try.
Well, that's a
can't
fine
say
review
one
point.
thing.
Don't even try.
If it came down to a fight, that one guard who was paralyzed would have been fucked. Because I was.
I wish
was
Senwer was there, because Senwer probably would have walked up and just beat all 3 of your heads in.
Kavul was about ready to use the staff of withering on the paralyzed guy,
Oh damn!
which is an auto
would've-
crit.
Fuck.
Frog
Yeah.
is back.
Hi, Frog.
Sorry,
would've
sorry
died.
for the delay, guys. You guys don't
Okay.
check your messages. I had like texted 3 people like, say I'll be an extra minute or 2. I need to find my
Oh.
painkillers.
Hey,
saw your
Frog's gonna be
message.
an extra minute or 2, guys.
He needs to find his painkillers.
I thought you were just saying it to me, not to
No.
like relate to everyone else.
No, everyone.
That was being selfish. I
It's all
apologize.
good. No worries, no worries.
You withheld the information for yourself.
Like me.
So, listening to you guys bicker on the stream. My God.
We were just bonding over our sad lives.
Adversity.
It's all good. As long as it stays light and fun, I don't give a shit what you guys talk about.
Oh yeah.
Awesome. So
Curse be to the infidels.
once again, I'm sorry about the delay, guys. I couldn't find my freaking perks, man. Oh, fucking A.
You need a second?
No, I'm
Like
good
it-
now. I mean, I took it. Hopefully it kicks
Okay,
in soon.
that's good.
Yeah,
when I
give it
was
5.
Frog, I like the new haircut.
Oh, it's not quite done yet. I'm in the process of dreading my hair. I'm gonna have a dread hawk.
Nice.
So this is what's.
Everybody
gonna
wait 15 minutes before we ask for magical items for the Percocets to fully kick in.
happen. Fair enough. So
I want magic gun.
we're going to start back again. Let me turn off the 10-minute timer I have here on the stream as we are back. We are going to return, focusing on Oscar. Oscar, you, with a bump on your bum, you walk through town, taking the...
Oh, no, I'd be running.
You briskly move. You move hastily. It doesn't fucking matter, man. But sure, you move fast through town, and you
My friends might be dying.
you make your way through towards the Thorby estate in hopes to gain company in the form of Cal. However,
Or Mr. Edgar.
or Mr. Edgar. You make your way in that general direction, and the first thing you make your first right through a couple of alleyways here. There seems to be a couple of guards. Like literally, as you turn the corner, they're like right in front of you, and you are still very much invisible. And you hear your name mentioned and whatnot, and then as soon as one of the guards says your name, you see the guard go, "Dude, did you shower?" And the other guard kind of responds in a very negative kind of way, like, "Shut the fuck up," kind of a situation, as they now begin to change the topic into, "Dude, you freaking stink." And he says, "No, you stink," kind of situation. No sooner that you see that, I mean, that's happening literally a foot and a half in front of your face. You wish to just stay there?
Oh, I thought you were saying something was happening.
Yeah, that
so
whole interaction is you literally almost ran into these guys.
Okay. So is there a way in?
Well, this is just
estate?
this is just normal town right now. Like
Oh, okay. So I haven't made it there yet.
Correct.
Okay. Well, with my name being mentioned, I didn't mention my name to those guards. So I'm gonna. So did I hear them mention Cal, or did I only hear them say they're looking for me?
You heard your name, and because of the interaction being so quick, it wasn't even a full conversation. You almost ran into them, and that's where they got distracted with the stench of dirty fucking death ass that you seem to radiate as you walk around.
You know, this curse is very, very unfavorable. But I'm going to if they're looking for me, the only way they would know is if someone told them it was me that was there. So I'm gonna. How long has it been? Since I just left? It's been like a few minutes.
Yeah, a couple minutes.
Okay, so I'll head over to towards the Thorby estate, see if I can see Cal or Mr. Edgar, while trying to listen in to see if I hear them say anyone else mention like why they're looking for me or why they know it's me. Because if I can't get in, then I'll just head to Mr. Edgar's house.
Yep, one step at a time here. So as you leave the company of these two, as they once again bicker back and forth about how one smells more horrible than the other, you get about 10 feet away from these guards, making your way. You can see the rooftops of the Thorby estate from this location, as you are practically just around the corner. And you remember exactly where the Thorby estate was. You had a real good look at it.
All of it.
You feel as hungry as you've ever been.
But she just ate. We literally just ate like several fish and a piece of a shark. Cinder, you're just gonna just wait a bit, okay? We'll get some food soon.
Above you, well, excuse me, as you look down at, I'm assuming you're looking down at Cinder and saying this?
No, Cinder's in my bag. So I'm saying I'm like turning my head over my shoulder and saying that as well as like thinking it at the same time.
Okay. You get a sense of hunger mixed with disappointment.
We just ate. I'll get you something real soon. I promise. Just sit tight for now. There'll be a lot of food where we're going.
Gotcha. Awesome. So, it doesn't take that long. Another minute or two, and you're bobbing and weaving through, dodging over, civilians, making sure you don't get stopped or seen. You try to keep your footsteps on solid ground so you don't make any prints, anything that would kind of reveal any kind of positioning. It's been a long time since I brought up this map, so let's see. I don't even remember what it looks like, so let's find out.
It was like.
The scorpions are still here. Okay.
They just left the corpses after like these 3 weeks. They're just still laying there.
So over here's the front door where my black hand is. And as you make your way to the front gate, now being that this building seems to be one of purpose and one of law regulation, there are 2 guards on either side of this gateway. And the door's clearly closed.
Are they saying anything?
No, they're standing at attention and just keeping a visual eye, an alert.
I don't want to cause a scene. And if I can't get in, the only other place I know I'll find them is there. So, yeah, I'm not gonna linger. I don't want to be caught near the end of the spell. So Oscar is just going to like do one last like look to see if you can see Cal or Mr. Edgar anywhere in the vicinity, and then just head towards Mr. Edgar's house.
Yep. Unbeknownst to you, Cal had already left. Although from the, why don't you give me a perception check?
Okay. Okay, and I turned that off for animal handling, so... Guys, what are these rolls today?
You hear words, you don't know what they are, but you kind of hear like behind the gate there seems to be a conversation happening.
If I hear something, I'll wait for like... If it's just behind the gate, I'll like move away and wait for like 2 minutes, and if they don't come out within 2 minutes, I'll continue on my way.
Fantastic. As you kind of stay in your invisibility, even though you're invisible, you still have a sense to protect yourself. So you kind of like semi-squat behind like a wheelbarrow, kind of breaking line of sight. Although you don't need it, you feel a little bit more comfortable doing so, and you kind of take a low profile, making sure nobody bounces into you or anything like that. And you watch the gate, and after about a minute, the gate opens up, and you see an old man. You know what? I have a picture of old man. You see an old man making his way out, and he seems to be speaking a lot with his hands, looking into the Thorby estate. Kind of like gesturing, like he's agreeing with his hands, and says goodbye. You don't hear him say goodbye, and he begins to kind of walk slowly out. There seems to be a soldier at his left shoulder as he seems to be debriefing this old man walking. The old man has glasses, beard, white hair, recognizable. His picture's on the wall.
Yeah. Okay, so I will... What direction is he heading in?
Seems to be
as
heading...
he's exiting.
You mean you're familiar with this town. He seems to be heading in the Edgar direction.
Okay, so I will like walk ahead and just like stay within like 25 feet and wait until Mr. Edgar is no longer, like, he's alone, and then I'm gonna wait until he's alone, and keep heading as like in pace with him.
Absolutely, 100%. It takes about 5-10 minutes before the soldier that seems to be debriefing him starts to go off on his way, and he looks like he gives him some sort of a saluted gesture and makes his way out. You hear from inside your bag, ding, 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 and then a crunch, crunch, crunch.
What?
It's a
Cinder,
faint. It's a faint ding.
A ding?
Yep. It seems to be coming from your bag.
Cinder, what are you doing? What?
Are you opening up your bag?
No, I'm not gonna open up my bag. I'm just gonna I'm just gonna like whisper that, and be like, okay, let's we're almost at the place where food is soon. Just sit tight, please. And
the dinging,
because I don't.
The dinging stops, but you still hear like what sounds like crunch, crunch, but like wood crunching.
Wood crunching. Wood. Okay. I'm going to now a little concerned about what's going on in my bag. I have literally no idea what she's chewing on. I'm gonna wait like another like 30 seconds after that guy is gone, and then I'm gonna slowly walk around Mr. Edgar, and then hey, Mr. Edgar, it's me, Oscar.
Oh, who? Oscar, where are you?
I'm right over here. I'm visible. Try not to make a scene. Some people are like, there's a bunch of new like guards and stuff or something like that, and they attacked Kavul, and then I tried talking them down, but they wouldn't listen and tried to capture us. And as I told you before, I don't really do well with being captured, so I told them to run, and I also ran. But it looks like they did end up getting captured. Do you have any idea what we can do?
Yes, my boy. I was just speaking to one of our captains here. He seems to explain you are being sought after. What did you do?
They were attacking Kavul, so I ran over. I stopped them from attacking them by putting down, harmless grease to make it so that they couldn't like get to him for a moment, so I could try to talk him down. And then they just kept saying, they kept calling him a monster and belittling his existence, and saying that they were going to either capture us or take us down. So I at first I was thinking, we could just fight them and win, but I was like, we shouldn't take away strength from the town, so that's why I told them to run.
Oscar, I don't understand. What would make you want to attack them?
Because they were trying to attack us.
I find that very difficult to believe. They are under direct order by me. They are here to protect us. The only thing that would trigger them is if they were provoked first.
To my knowledge, what I was told the situation was, Kavul went there to go pay someone he owed money to. He tried to do that, but one of the guards wouldn't let him. And then when he tried to go inside the establishment, the bar attacked him. Not the bar, the guard attacked him, and so he defended himself, but stopped fighting back so he wouldn't hurt them. And then I got there and tried to get them to stop.
Something about a bite.
Yeah, Kavul said that the guy hit him, so he bit him.
Do you think Kavul is accurate with his assessment?
Kavul's he's not all there all the time, but I haven't known him to lie, or he's a very flat and blunt kind of guy. So I don't. He usually says it how it is. So I trust him. And given the way that they were treating him, calling him a monster, I wouldn't be surprised if their take of it was a little more extreme, seeing that they don't even think of him as a person.
I don't doubt that your perspective on this situation has you grown fond of the lizard. But you must understand that there are many perspectives looking in on the situation. And in order to maintain harmony, you must take the time to look at everybody's perspective. Why do you feel that just your perspective is the one that should be correct? I do not fault you, Oscar, but you've put yourself into quite a pickle.
I mean, I didn't attack anyone. I didn't hurt anyone. I just talked. And then when they decided to not talk, I told them to run so that we wouldn't hurt them.
Deception check.
I'm not lying. But
you threatened to use fire. You are
no,
lying.
No, I'm not. Well, okay, I'll do the deception check, but he was only doing that as a means to, try to get them to take a step back so that they wouldn't attack.
But a threat's a threat.
I'll do the deception check.
All right, Edgar. What we got here? I get what you're saying. I've been informed other words were possibly present during this time. But you definitely land on the side of the equation where I feel that you are here to help. Nevertheless, I am just one man, although this is my town to look over and to look after. I still must heed the calling of the law and the bidding of the Holy Empire. It is clear to me that you still need to speak to Cal. It appears he's looking for you.
Oh, he is? I mean, okay. I mean, I was trying to find Cal. That's why I went over here to tell him about what's going on, to try to get him to stop those guards from hurting them. So, do you know where he is?
Last I heard, he took your two comrades into custody.
Why would he do that?
Well, Cal has a thing for the dramatic. You may find him at the beach. I've seen him use it as a form of punishment before. Be mindful.
Beach.
I will offer you one thing of advice, my dear boy. You gotta understand that Cal is in a position here of authority. He must not be seen as he's being taken advantage of. I recommend whatever he says, please do it.
I mean, I'll do my best. But why are they punishment?
That is not for me to decide. But
sure, I'll head over.
I will say, you and I have a bit of catching up to do after you speak with Cal. Give me a ring.
Yeah, here, actually. How close are we to his house at this point?
A couple blocks away, but this conversation, as Edgar seems to be speaking to himself, has drawn the attention of a nearby soldier. Sir Edgar, are you okay? Yes, my boy, please return to your post. Just an old man and his rabblings. The sun must be getting to me. Oscar, I suggest you make haste.
Sure, but first things first. Can I drop something off at your house? Or someone?
I am concerned of the possibility of you being, as he looks in your general direction and sees nothing but air, possibly being seen Until...
Oh no, I'm gonna stay invisible the whole time.
I understand, but please, you need to understand my position. You are currently being sought after. I do not wish to be associated with that title as of yet. Handle your affairs, and then we can talk.
I just wanted you to meet Cinder, but alright.
We will meet,
Yeah.
I promise you. I'll have Molly put some food on the oven.
Well, that's a relief. Oscar will head down to the beach, and he'll,
As you walk away, Edgar's like, "It was great to hear your voice again." And he kind of just dissipates as you leave him talking to himself.
told me to go, so I went. I listened.
All right. It doesn't take you long to get to the center town where you left the carriage and the mules and whatnot. And we will pause you there as you would see Fate kind of turning that same corner. Past the mules, past the carriage. Fate, you do not see Oscar, but you're kind of walking through town, heading your way towards Edgar's abode, or Edgar's pottery. Oscar, you see him right in front of your face, a couple feet.
I'll like move a little bit away so I don't like bump into him and be like, "Oh, hey, Fate. We're apparently meeting at the beach," and he just keeps walking. Oh, actually, also, and Oscar like grabs something like from the side of his pack and like put your hand out.
I'm gonna put my hand out in a non-suspicious manner.
And I drop something in your hand, and I think it would. I think it would lose the invisibility.
It would reveal itself. At least that's the way I'm going to play it.
Yeah, yeah. So and it's a sheath sword. It's the Holy Empire short sword that I've had for a bit. I remembered that you said you wanted a fancy magic sword, and I remembered that I had a fancy magic sword. I was waiting to be able to use it, but it's better like if you're gonna use it now, or you can hold on, you can have it. And he's just gonna keep on walking.
Thanks.
Absolutely.
Fate's slightly confused, and I guess he's just going to head towards the beach direction now.
Oh, okay. You turn around. You have this new sword.
Actually, no, wait. I wouldn't know to do that, would I?
Well, he just told you
Oh, all right.
Yeah, I said we're meeting at the beach.
The little bottle towards there, then.
Okay. You flip a bitch holding this sheathed sword in your hands. It kind of looks a little like this. I'm just going to show it to everyone just for everyone to get a reference of what it looks like. It looks like a dagger in this picture, but it's a fucking long sword. Work with me here.
A short sword.
Or a short sword, whatever. Actually, the Holy Empire short sword is... I linked the wrong one. It's this one. Boom. Okay, cool. So, yeah. You eventually both make your way to the beach, where you would see Cal on his mighty steed. Alexia, as you look up at Cal, the sun is in the late time of the sky. It's not setting or anything, but it's in the afternoon, mid-late afternoon. And the sky has a little bit of a golden hue to it, which shimmers off of Cal's marvelous armor. There's people at the docks kind of watching what's going on, as well as about a good 10 soldiers that seem to be kind of going back and forth up and down the beachhead here, kind of keeping a fairly close proximity as you hear holes being dug. Kavul and Kuza, why don't you roll me a d6, please, each. Kavul. There we are. You guys. Kavul, you've only managed to dig a foot down. Kuza, you've managed to dig a 2-foot hole. So you're doing double the work, but still very slow. Alexia, as you look over these two that are digging in the sand, what do you wish to say or do?
She's gonna remain silent. I mean, there's really nothing she can add to the situation. She's just kind of watching over them.
Cal, you see Alexia not even moving. She's just standing there, kind of just watching everything going on.
He's gonna look down and say, "So, tell me about your travels here."
Oh, you saw it. I delivered the message to you, and I kind of joined up with them. Since then, it's been one thing after another. By the way, that wizard that kept on harassing you, that seemed to be chasing Oscar down, Oscar, surprisingly enough, managed to kill him.
Oh, you're talking about that necromancer one, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
After we left here, we had an encounter with them at this abandoned cabin we had found. And then we encountered him again right outside Mirador, which is where Oscar was finally able to kill him and steal all his stuff.
Interesting. So, what brought you guys back here?
Well, we noticed our supplies were running low, and before heading off to the burning forest, we decided to come back here. They want to catch up with you to see how things were going here, and we'd restock supplies. I wasn't expecting the troubles we have ran into so far, so I was hoping to pick up a set of armor and a sword before we head back out.
Okay, so why the burning forest?
That is where our next mission is, and Alexia will take the contract she was given and hand it to Cal.
Alright, so I'll go ahead and grab it, and who's the mission from? And I'll read it.
The mission is from whoever it says in the notes I do not have in front of me right now.
Sir Bari.
Sir Bari.
Cal, do you remember Bari, or do I need to fill you in?
Vaguely. Fill me in.
Sir Bari is like top 5 Holy Empire peeps. He is basically the hammer of the Holy Empire. He's typically found... He leads by example through pure radiance and strength. What he hits, he destroys. Yeah, he's a nice little stout dwarf in mirrored armor, massive hammer, stout shield. He's known for his angelic wings.
Oh, Sir Bari! I'm a big fan of him.
So it's a lot of people in the Empire.
So, what exactly is this mission? And I'm going to read that part of the note.
Do you want to explain, or do you want me to explain?
I would explain if I can remember the details.
Sure. So, and you know what? Because Cal's our special guest today, I'm putting his character portrait on the wall so everyone remembers what Cal looks like. So, as you read on Cal, you would read about you've been, sanctioned by the Holy Empire, yada yada yada, the whole formality. And it says that it has been led to the knowledge of the Holy Empire that there seems to be an evil force or an evil presence that seems to originate in the Brain Woods. Unfortunately, its current state is that of engulfed in flames. There is rumored to be a crypt, a lost crypt, an old crypt that was used for occultism back in the day that, seems to be a place of interest, and that these people, these heroes, quote unquote, have been charged with going in, seeing what's there, seeing if it's the rumored location of the vampire counts, or any kind of evil presence, essentially, and to kind of clean it up. I'm giving you the abridged version for time.
Sounds good. Sounds like you guys are going to have quite the quest ahead of you. We'll definitely get your supplies in order.
Yes.
So what do you need from us?
Well, I know that the food barrel's empty and the water barrel was at least almost empty. And like I said, I need a sword and some armor. As for what everyone else needs, I think Oscar wants to get some more food for that dragon egg he had hatched, and it's been eating everything.
Oh, it finally hatched,
anything. Huh? Yeah.
Hey, not anything. She didn't eat that glop.
What'd you ask, Cal?
What did it end up being?
It's a pseudo dragon.
Interesting. Well, I can't promise you a good weapon or armor. We are still limited on supplies, even though we're getting more, but you can certainly take a look and see what there is.
I'll just take what I can get at the moment.
As this conversation kind of drifts off and a little bit more of a get-to-know-you type of situation happens, Oscar, with Fate kind of trailing about 10 to 15 feet away, you would see the spectacle on the beach. Everything I explained before, the 2 points of interest that kind of shine out to you the most is pretty straightforward. You have buddies that seem to be digging holes on the beach. Keep in mind, you are still invisible.
Yeah. So, would I be able to go like so? They're are they standing like right next to like the docks? Like, but they're in the
they're
sand?
down the beach a little bit.
They're down the beach. Okay.
Not too far, but a decent walk.
Okay. Well, I'll head over towards that way, and avoid the like. Is there any area that isn't sand?
Is there any area that isn't? It's basically it's like a divot, right? So the erosion creates a small like little 5-foot cliff. Used word lightly, but and I'll even put the map back up for reference here. So like it's a drop off, but once the drop off happens, you're looking at pure beach sand.
Okay, then I'll stay on the other side of the drop-off then, to not get on the sand and get as close as possible as I can to them, and just be like...
There is fences and stuff, and houses and homes that actually dwell there. Now, obviously, you're invisible, but you can hop the fence and make your way to their prop.
Yeah, I'm gonna go around there and just, like, confused, like, why the fuck are they digging holes? Are they making them dig their own graves? Why would they do it in sand? That's weird. Why is Cal and Alexia just standing? What is happening? And he when he eventually gets to that point, like essentially behind them, off on the incline, just be like, Cal, why are they digging holes?
Oh, Oscar.
Oscar, do you reveal yourself?
No, I'm still invisible.
Okay.
I'm confused as fuck. I don't know what's going on.
Can you show yourself, Oscar?
There are footprints in the sand, so I mean, under just normal logic, you would probably see footsteps approaching you.
No, that's what I was saying on the ridge, so I wouldn't make.
Oh, so you're kind of hollering.
How far are they from the edge? I thought they would be fairly close.
Let's say, I don't know, 10 to 15 feet. This is not to scale, remember? So 10 to 15 feet.
Okay. Well, no, I guess I just hopped down the incline and just like went like 5 feet forward. So like you'd see like footprints against the cliff, I guess.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, and Oscar would be like, what's going on? Why are they digging holes?
Well, it seems that they need some form of punishment for what they did. So why don't you come here and show me the pseudo dragon that you got?
Cinder, no, I can't let her out right now. She might, she's kind of hungry right now. So if I let her out, she might just go to who knows where. I'm gonna wait till
You hear
we
the crunching of
get her
wood
food.
as you're saying this.
What are you chewing on? That is wood.
I pull out some rations. Will this do?
Trust me, she's gonna need a lot more than that. We're gonna go get like dinner after this. But yeah, I can show her to you then. I don't like I said, I don't want to. I want to keep her enclosed right now. She's kind of wily.
Oh, okay.
But yeah,
Sir Cal, are you okay?
What was that?
Sir Cal, are you okay? Who are
Yes,
you
I'm fine.
speaking
Why?
with?
Oh, there's a wizard standing over there. Oscar's made it. Can you go get that other shovel?
Sir.
Another shovel.
And Oscar, even though you're invisible, you would see a soldier going to like on the edge of where the drop off is, where the shore meets the land. You know, there's another shovel that's kind of leaning against it. You see him grabbing. Sir, who am I giving this to?
You see that mark right over there in the sand?
Sir.
Just throw it at that.
I dodge. I don't want to get hit with a shovel.
Just because I want to have a little flavor fun here. What's your AC?
15.
Oh, yeah, no, it doesn't hit you. It hits the ground like a foot in front of you.
Alright, Oscar. Start digging. Right next to them.
Digging for what?
I heard what you did. Start
digging. What did I do? I didn't do shit.
You threatened to burn my guards and the soldiers alive?
I told them I didn't want to do that. So don't attack us. I didn't threaten them.
That's not quite what I heard.
Well, that's what I said. Ask them. Ask Kavul and
we would have asked more, but you took off. So
I went to go look for you.
Well, I'm here now. Now start digging.
Why would I dig? Dig for what?
You're part of the incident. You're sharing in the punishment.
Punishment? What did I didn't do anything worth being punished over.
Oscar, stop arguing and just do it. This is a lot better than what you would normally get.
Normally get? All I did was try to talk them down.
Oscar, I understand that. But believe you and me, they would rather the soldiers under Cal's command will rather see you dead than what you're than what you're doing right now. Just please start digging the hole.
What's going in the hole?
You'll see afterwards.
Oh no. Oh, you're gonna bury us alive.
We're not gonna bury you alive per se.
Oscar's climbing up the cliff.
Oscar, wisdom saving throw disadvantage.
Make what a disadvantage?
Make a wisdom saving throw at disadvantage.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's fine. 11.
You absolutely get triggered as you put two and two together.
You're gonna keep me tied up or locked up to no, that's not happening to me, not again, no. And what did they do to you? And Oscar like climbs up the incline and fucking books it.
You're still invisible, correct?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I didn't drop my invisibility that whole time.
FYI, about 30 minutes left during invisibility.
Okay, yeah, sure. I'm gonna. Mr. Edgar told me not to.
So let's go with this: Cal and Alexia, and you know what, the other two as well, Kavul and fucking Kuza. You would see like the scrambling and like bits of the earth being pulled away, as if someone that's invisible is trying to climb it. You know what I mean? How shit falls down and stuff. It's clear what Oscar's intentions are, and as soon as you see the last bit of dirt kind of fall onto the beach, you hear basically the grass that he's running in as Oscar seems to be in the process of booking it. The soldiers, kind of, that are there to witness what just happened here, get alerted and they look over to Cal.
He's going to point at him and say, well, let's go get him. And he's going to charge the horse.
Okay. He's invisible. That's the good news for Oscar, as everyone that's militarily...
I can also see 360 degrees.
And they distribute and begin to sound horns and whatnot to that. 5 guards are still very much present as they are overseeing the ditch digging going on by the other guys. While that's happening, Fate, simultaneously, you would have made your way to the beach. You would have seen the majority of that just happened, as well as most likely have been within earshot of the conversation. As that's happening simultaneously, Fate, how would you wish to add or subtract from that situation?
I mean, Fate's rolling up on it. You know, he's eating an apple. Well, not an apple, a pear. You know, he's just eating a pear as he's walking. He's like, "What's going on, guys?"
So the conversation is still going on with Cal and whatnot, but go ahead.
I guess I'd be like, they've done something to Cal. He's burying them alive. They're trying to capture us, keep us, and run. and then at that point, Oscar would you'd hear Oscar passing you and running.
You never heard of being buried to your neck in the sand, dude? Like, what?
No, he hasn't.
Can I use this sword Oscar gave me and do a charisma check against it, and then use persuasion to make Oscar go back and dig the hole?
You can absolutely try. Let me pull up that sword again. 1 second here. Sure. Give me a charisma saving throw. Unfortunately, you don't feel anything special going on with the sword at the moment, as far as your first action. However, you are more than welcome to try to convince Oscar to fall in line.
Daughter?
Yeah, the hands in the picture just doing my hair right now, or in the video, it's my daughter.
Oh.
She's recently acquired an affinity for making dreadlocks.
Cool.
Okay.
Anyway, I rolled 16. I'm gonna tell Oscar, you need to get back here and get this over with. Like, I don't have all day here. Like, we gotta roll out in 2 days.
So, Oscar, I'm willing to give you a counter roll in this situation, and I will let you use any skill check that you feel would be appropriate to counter or to challenge his persuasion check of 16.
I'll do a versus persuasion check and be like, I can't. No, I can't be no. It's like he's essentially just like,
you're trying to persuade yourself to continue going out. Gotcha.
And yeah, and like next thing there is, they'll be telling you to go in a hole. All right. Got a nat 1.
Nice.
What the hell?
You know.
What are my rolls?
So, although you still feel very terrified and very scared and obviously triggered because of all that jazz, you know, Fate's words seem genuine. I mean, Fate in his own, as you can tell, he's not a very serious person, generally, based on your interactions with him. He always seems to be very much on target. Here's the plan, here's what's going to happen, here's what needs to get done. But there seems to be a twinge of care in his voice when he tried to speak to you and kind of told you to nut up or shut up.
Fate, I can't. I mean, I'll dig the hole. Heck, I'll use a spell to make it look like I'm in it. But I can't go in the hole. I can't.
During this conversation, you would begin to hear footsteps and the faint horns in the background echoing through alleyways. And you hear footsteps on concrete and stone getting closer and closer.
Oscar, you gotta go in the hole. They're gonna kill you.
No, like I didn't do anything. I didn't hurt anyone. All I did was try to make them stop. Anything else is I was just trying to defuse the situation. I did not do anything worthy of death. And if they go at me, I'll just have to go at them. But I don't want to.
Oscar, if you fall, what's gonna happen to your dragon? I mean, Kavul and I are gonna eat it. Like, you have to.
All this hyperventilating is actually making me dizzy. I have to cool down for a sec. Wait.
Nevertheless, as the footsteps draw closer, you would also hear what sounds like foot hooves getting closer and closer. And as the footheads come across or around the corner, I should say, revealing fate. And Cal, you're a pretty clever individual. You approach fate, not knowing immediately that Oscar's like within an earshot.
Ah, Fate, how's it going? Have you seen Oscar by chance?
I'm looking in the direction I hear Oscar from, and I'm just holding up kind of a little finger, a little note that, hey, just wait one moment.
So you wrote a note, wait one moment?
No, you know, like when you're in the middle of something and someone comes up to you and you just kind of hold up your hand to them and put one finger up in the air, like, hold on just a second, a little gesture.
Yeah, like
here.
I'm on a call.
I'm talking to Oscar. Yep.
I hold for a moment.
I'm going to tell Oscar, come on, get the show and get this over with.
You heard that, Cal, just so you know.
Oscar,
I'll
it's
dig a
not going to
hole,
be that bad.
but I can't go into it. I can't.
All right, we'll come out and start digging. The faster you get it done, the faster you can go.
Fine. I'll dig the hole. And Oscar jumps down, grabs the shovel, and starts digging the hole. I'm not going in it. I'm not. I can't. And he's still like, as Frog was putting it, triggered, and he's not whispering it. He's saying it low, but like more like he's talking to himself, sort of thing. I can't go in the hole. I can't. And he's digging fast. He's like, dig in the hole. I'll dig it, and then I'm gonna leave. I'll cast a spell. Take a look at it if they want. I don't care, but I can't go in this hole. I can't go in this hole.
Alexius gonna stay close to Oscar.
Absolutely. Let's visit Kavul and Kuza real quick, as Oscar has taken a spot up on the beach with some reinforcements. As you guys continue to dig, you feel the ocean water kind of spraying mist as it crashes onto the shoreline. For Kuza, you're fucking home, man. You're like, yeah, this is great. For Kavul, more of a freshwater creature, but water's water. Where's Kavul's head at in all this?
He's just like, I was just defending myself, but if this is what Cal needs me to do, okay.
Okay, and what about you, Kuza? Where's your head at in all this?
Kuza's just digging the hole, not really caring, but is also kind of keeping an eye on where the water is. Basically, like, okay, can I dip into the water, or is it still too far away?
Roll me a nature check.
Yep. 1 sec. Said nature?
Yeah.
10.
Oh, you think the ocean is your ally? As you
Poseidon.
You look around. This is home territory for you, right? At least you feel at home when it comes to oceans and beaches and all this bullshit. Even with the 10, actually, technically, it would be an advantage because this is your territory. So with a 16, yeah, man, you know that when high tide comes, all this shit's gonna be underwater.
Yeah. Kuza
Who's this? Just like is like okay with that? Just kind of is just digging the hole.
Absolutely.
And, yeah, just kind of waiting for the water to creep up.
Yep. It's still based on your deduction. It's going to still take some time. The high tide won't come in till right around dusk or end of day, which is maybe like 2 or 3 hours away. So now that we have those groups, Senra.
Hello.
Hello. You have just finished scribing and transferring data from one parchment to another in your handwriting. It's not a work of art, but it's legible.
It's a work of art.
Fair enough. It's a fucking work of art. You know what? Let's see. Why don't you just roll me a straight up charisma check? No, performance. Fuck it. Go with performance. Let's see how well this transferring of data looks.
Same mod. But it's a work of art.
Oh, it's not bad. Yeah, it's pretty good. I assume, what do you got? You got 2 copies of the same map. What are you gonna do?
I gotta back up. Head into the town after I finish that.
We're gonna pause you right there first. I was waiting for that trigger. So,
okay.
As you stand up, I'm gonna say you're about 100 and change feet away from the main gate. Which
Do I see guards?
There are guards, and the doors are currently closed. It's like one of those kind of the big doors, and then they have like the little insert door cut out. You know what I'm talking about? Yes, no? So you have like the big doors?
I think so, but I'm getting a really abstract picture, but I think I know what you mean. So
yeah, there's like a door inside of a door.
Yeah, I'm thinking of like a comedy scene where it's really abstract, but go ahead.
Yeah. So there's a little
That's not
door.
what you mean.
There's a little door built into the big door. And there's 2 guards on the other side. And they seem to be basically on shift, and there's 2 towers as well. They would see you coming. They saw you probably leave as well. But as you make your way closer, I assume you kind of ravel up the map that you just transcribed and put in your pack. What do you do with the other one?
Well, I would have, if I could have, transcribed it, copied it a bit before, like a bit out of eyesight, before I got directly from like 100 feet from. But I would put the older one in the bag of holding, because that seems a bit safer, and the newer one just in my regular pouch to have in a second location.
Perfect. Awesome. All right, cool. So as you get about 100 feet away from the guard gate, the guards don't give you much issue or problems. They're looking at you. They're not shouting towards you or anything like that.
Hey Steve, hey Jeff, what's up?
Senra, you all right?
Bad day. I'll get over it.
You sure, man? We're about to sit down for some chow here soon. I heard there's a shipment of chicken that came in. You hungry?
Where's that at?
Cathedral. Our new
Last
Bastille.
time I went there, those guys were assholes.
Yeah, well, there's been a shift change. Normally we have a couple of new guys here. As you kind of look at the individual, whoever you named him, he's one of the original people, the inhabitants of the town. A little bit younger, but seems to be a little bit more, a little bit more in tune with himself. Here's the old map of that area. It's probably not going to be accurate to what it is, but, atmosphere.
Yeah.
So, nevertheless, he's trying to convince you, like, hey, things are different now, and et cetera, et cetera. And then you hear a voice from behind the wall. Senra is never hungry.
Do I recognize said voice?
As you kind of cock your head slightly to the side to kind of think, the little door within the big door begins to open up. And you see a female halfling begin to make her way out. And yes, you recognize it. Unfortunately, she couldn't guest appear here today in person.
That's fine.
But I will try my best.
Only if the meal is deserving. Do you have one such meal?
Well, I could tell you I have more meals here than I did out there.
Something at least. Your lack of enthusiasm kind of leaves the taste that they're probably bland and unfulfilling.
Look, I know we had a thing, Senra, okay? I considered you a friend as well. But don't hate me for what I did.
I don't.
You would have done the same if you were in my shoes.
I don't hate you, and that's the thing. We're in different shoes.
I just can't deal with all this unknown magic. It frightens me. I don't like what it can do. Sometimes.
Yeah, Oscar can be a bit of a dick.
I'm sorry?
That Oscar can be a bit of a dick sometimes, but...
Look, Oscar definitely has his own priorities. I get that. And then you had the fire, dark, shadow woman. I don't even remember her name. That's how little I wasn't paying much mind to. I just can't do it anymore. I can't keep on being reminded of where I come from and what I've dealt with. It's just not for me anymore. I had to do what's best. I think out of all people that would understand, I thought you would understand exactly, and if anything, appreciate what I did.
No, I
did it.
Sorry, Steve and Larry, we're gonna head inside for a minute.
They
Completely different names.
yeah, no, it's great. I love it. No, they definitely give you your time. They open the door for you guys, and
Yeah.
Senra,
It's not that
before you go on, Senra. Let me. It is good to see you again.
Same.
I be honest, I didn't think I'd ever see you again, let alone this soon. But I'm glad you're safe.
You're not the only one. You're not the only one that's felt that, I'm sure, but... Yeah, probably one of the few that cares, I guess. But I don't blame you for making the decisions you did. Hell, it's the wiser ones, most likely, and... If I had more options, I'd probably do the same. I just know that in my scenario, that's not going to solve my issues.
And that's fair. But since I'm here and you're here and clearly you don't hate me, how's Senra been?
Not great.
What's up?
Shit's all bad. It just keeps getting worse, too. Try to help somewhere and it falls apart in a different area. Try to be earnest and sincere, but misunderstandings and fucking bullshittery fucks us in the ass more often than not.
Well, clearly I'm not privy to the information you're holding on to here. If you want...
I assume that you had been getting, like, really... I assume that Cal had been relaying reports to you in some measure of confidence.
No, Cal knows that I come and go. He charged me with getting some wild game, but outside of that, I chose not to be a part of the politics here. I just live here.
You went to go to that mountain area. Suppose that they had some big library that could maybe find some answers. This curse that I spoke about with you before.
Yeah.
They're all just under siege. It's all just worse there. Get there and the huge towering beard of a jackass guy with a big hammer just says, go that way instead. And fight the fire. Like anyone can fight fire, like in their own emotions. It's all too fucking therapeutic in a bad sense. But whatever, I guess we're doing that. Ran across some interesting stuff on the way back though.
Like what?
Some weird dragon thing. I'm sure Oscar's gonna drum the tale that he soloed it.
Oh, is it another magical thing? As she kind of puts her face palm going on.
Potentially. Depends how magical dragons are. But, I mean, in case the rumors do come across, we did encounter one and kind of finish it off, but it was definitely suffering from something negative beforehand.
Well, I don't know much about dragons, but I hear they're... you wouldn't catch me playing with one, that's for sure. And you said Oscar has one now?
No, it's... maybe. I didn't mean it literally that way. Like, we killed one, and he got like a scale from, but I don't know. These other two new guys, they're hard to read as well. And this other new, it's all just lots of stuff real fast.
I mean, I get it, right? It seems like you carry a lot, and girl to girl, I get it. You know, like I wish. I sometimes regret, you know, but I mean, there's got to be a way to cope. I mean, have you been practicing our breathing techniques?
I kind of forgot. Sorry.
I mean, nobody's perfect. What have you been doing to cope?
She kind of takes out the remainder of the black bead. And she kind of like throws it on the floor in front. And she didn't like take the Edgar's Primus work with her from the house. Kind of with the assumption that
she
can
did
go
or
back in
didn't?
time. Did not.
Did not. Okay.
I don't remember stating that specifically, so I'm assuming it's still there.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
What is that?
That was the pain.
That doesn't that look? It looks a lot like the tar stuff we saw on those druids.
Could have been onto something. People like me need something to...
Senra, you're not doing something stupid, are you?
We're all doing something stupid, jumping in the danger to death.
Senra, but you don't know what this stuff is.
We don't know what we're jumping into encounter either, but we still do it.
So what do you eat this stuff?
Yeah, it's burn and hail type thing.
You're smoking it, Senra? Are you out of your fucking mind?
I'm fucking desperate. This shit is... I say it's bad and everyone assumes I just have a bad day. Like a cloud's over my fucking personality for the goddamn evening, but that's not it.
Senra, I don't doubt that you're going through stuff and shit, but come on. This is the next level of look, all due respect, this is the next level of stupid. If you're inhaling, you don't know what this is. People tried to kill us wearing this stuff. Who knows where this comes from?
Maybe I'll find out.
What does it do to you? Like, do you... What is it?
Fucking conks me out. If I'm so bad that I just don't want to deal, then some of that will help me get past it.
Senra,
then I just hit some stuff and kind of level out, you know?
Senra, friend to friend. Look, I get we've had rough roads. We got to the island. You know, you looked after me, I looked after you. We have a mutual understanding. I don't agree with this, Senra. This is a very poor choice, and I believe you are capable of better. I know how strong you are. I've seen you take down mighty foes. I've seen you stare death in the face and literally spit in it. But this, Senra, this is below you.
Only as strong as our weakest link. I get what you're saying, though. I'm being dismissive, and I don't mean to be. It's natural reaction type thing. Take that. Bury in a fucking hole.
I assume you tossed her the vial?
Yeah, she dropped it on the floor, more or less.
She will promptly pick it up.
And also take smalls. It's been with me for a while.
We've met.
Yeah, already familiar friends, so...
What?
He deserves a better last couple years, if anything, than
But Senra,
the shit I'm getting into.
Why do you feel like you need to part with smalls? This is your smalls.
Sure.
I mean,
I
doesn't
like
smalls give you comfort?
Here and there. But it doesn't help me out of the depths when I hit them, but... It's hard, because sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Other times it triggers. It's a weird fucking thing, because it relates to where I found him in the alleyways of home. But...
Well, I wish... Oh, go ahead.
Either way, he's a living creature. I'm going in the dangerous situations, trying to find a cure for this shit, and that bitch that did it to me. And us. Oh, not us like us, but, you know, my kind.
Well,
But...
I'll tell you what.
He's a living creature. He doesn't deserve to be subjected to that.
I will tell you
basically.
what, because Senra, friend to friend, I love you. I love you, Senra. I will make you a promise. I'm not accepting Smalls, but I will care for him and make it the happiest rat you could ever imagine. I will have him live with me, and I will make sure to dedicate an entire room to him. But I want to make a pact with you. This is not going to be his permanent home, and you're going to have to come back and grab him.
Nor should it be, because when I get back, like actually back, and when the shit's fixed, I expect him to be running this place. I want to come back to see him standing over Cal's corpse. Speaking of which, where is that jackass? Shit was happening, and he was in
The
some fucking
guards
bureaucratic meeting?
Yeah, guards were, I don't know, there's some horns going on in town. I don't really pay that stuff much mind, but there seems to be someone they're looking for.
Shit's happening, he's all talking bureaucracy.
Well, you know, he's a man of honor, I guess. At least that's what he keeps on telling me.
He said he was different from those other men of honor in the
something about following
kingdom.
the footsteps of his family line or bloodline or something like that. So.
Okay, promise to promise. You keep Smalls well. And we go find Cal, and you keep the other guards off me.
Yeah,
I have a question that needs to be answered.
I appreciate it. It is dinner time. I gotta get things going here, but I don't look. It's not that I don't like Cal. The dude's kind of weird, right? I just try to keep.
Everyone deserves a punch in the face every now and then.
You good old Senra, you. But I'll tell you what. If you need me or anything before you go, just do me a favor. Before you go, stop by. You know, say goodbye before you get out of here, and don't forget to say hello to Eldon before you leave.
Try that. There's jackass guards at the cathedral.
Yeah, these new guards don't know all the faces yet, but I'm sure once you get a hold of
They need
Cal,
to. Otherwise, I'll make them learn.
let's not get hasty. Come on now. This is a place of peace. We're trying to build something here, and you know it's going to be a transition. It's going to be difficult for everybody. Just try not to cause more harm. And things are finally beginning to stabilize. Just look. Talk to Cal. I'm sure he'll give you some sort of clearance. And you know, I took the liberty of sprucing up Eldon's grave, and in fact, I planted a wonderful flowering plant right over his grave, so he can grow into something beautiful.
That's good. You'd like that.
I think so too. Oh,
I did have one final thing before we left the last time. I kind of didn't
sure.
tell anyone. I was chill. Take out the totem for the barbarian totem
Okay.
pack, and it's metallic, which is kind of uncommon for totems for barbarians. It's from his censure. I had the blacksmith reforge it a bit in a.
Oh. What?
In a.
Do
That felt right.
Do you want to bring it to him?
No. Actually, I don't know if you ever saw his censure.
I think she saw it when you first put it down, but she never really acknowledged it.
Yeah. When I kind of hung out with him one night, he kind of prayed with us. And so, since we left it on his grave, and when we got back, I kind of took it and had the blacksmith kind of refashion it into something of my own choosing for my own purposes.
Sure. Well, I'll tell you what.
Fashioned it into a bear, so.
I'll put it on the table. I'm gonna make some dinner.
I didn't mean that. I just meant that, like, some of his effects and respects are still traveling with us and with me.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good to know. It's like he's never. It's like he's never really gone.
It's always good to think that those that are lost are never gone, but sad truths.
All right. Well, hey, I'm gonna get going here.
So which way was that noise?
I don't know. The commotion sounded like it was coming from the beachhead. It's just, right down that way. Just follow the water.
Okay. I can have a chat with Cal.
Yeah, and please
He
stop
seems
by
like he's
before you
probably
go.
bored off his saddle.
I'll get our dear little cute little guy here, little guy over here. I'll get him fed up for you. All right. And hey, Senra, let's keep a straight mind, okay? I don't want to come back to you with another vial of this shit.
Before I head off, these few things that you left, did you want any of them?
I've cut my ties with that lifestyle. As far as I'm concerned, the right person found them.
Well, I should at least provide food for Smalls. So take this 50 gold.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
That should last a while. Unless he gorges out. Otherwise, don't let him gorge out. It probably not healthy for him.
Well, it was
Anyway,
great.
I'm gonna go find Cal.
Okay. Like I said, just before you leave, just please stop by and say hi.
I'll try to. I'm not sure how quickly they're planning to head out, but I'll make a point to try to do so.
Take care of yourself, Sandra.
You too. Thanks.
And with the door closed, you find yourself in the streets heading down towards the water. And I'm gonna
Where's the noise?
where the commotion seems to be. I'm gonna mute my microphone real quick because I gotta say something to my daughter. I'm not gonna have a dreadlock if you keep ripping out my hair. Ow. Sorry about that. I'm back. So, after all that goes on, we are going right back down to the beach, where everyone outside of Senra, who's on her way currently, is still very much in the same presence. So, as the later in the evening, not crazy far, another half hour, let's say, everybody else everyone who's digging, roll me a d6. Yeah! Kuza, you are now at 6 feet deep after an hour and a half of digging. Oscar, you seem to be so panicked you're digging pretty fucking fast for a half an hour. You're down 3 feet already. You must have a real soft spot or a really wide shovel. Kavul, you're fucking taking your time. I'm motivated. Kavul, you're absolutely taking your time as your hole is now only... What'd you roll last time? 2? No, you rolled the 1 last time.
I rolled the 1 last time.
You're now just 2 feet deep. You're closest to the water. Every shovel you take out and kind of thwip it, the water just kind of pushes it into the hole again, as you are only about 2 feet deep. Cal, you oversee these 3, and Alexia, you are there as well. Fate, you would have made your way to the beach as well. Why don't we start with Fate, since you're kind of more the looser cannon here? So Fate, as you see all this going on the beach, what's going on with Fate?
I'm looking at the dock and past it, and do I see a ship there?
Yes. So if we're gonna just we'll use this map as a we'll use the fucking map because we have one. So we'll use this map for now. So let's see. So let's say they're right around here, digging right now. So where this sign is, there is very much a ship in this location. It's adorned in a Holy Empire-esque ship design. It's not quite a galleon, it's a 2-master. It's a decent-sized ship for what it is. And there seems to be, at least at your range, you can't see faces or anything, but you see people still working on the boat, unloading, loading, things of that nature.
Is Cal nearby me?
He's on the same beachhead you are. In fact, you're maybe about 20 to 25 feet away from Cal. Are you on the sand?
No, I left off telling Oscar, so I probably just waddled to the dock.
Okay, so then I will rephrase and say that you are closer. You are in the dock area, as there are 4 docks to this place. And you are, let's just say, 1 dock away from the ship that you're eyeing up. As you look into the ocean, as the sun is starting to kind of not touch the water yet, but it's definitely late afternoon, getting ready for dusk. You see a couple of ships out in the distance, very faint on the horizon. The sun is a tinge of orange, which starts to produce the the predecessor of a decent sunset. And you get to you're like kind of in the front of the ship that's at dock. Hey there! How you been?
I'm doing well here. It's a nice boat you got here.
It's a ship. And as you look around to see what's going on, you look up and you see something. You look up and see... Come on. Motherfucker. Hold please. Oh, did I just lose connection? Hello?
Did he just
Yeah, we
leave?
can hear you.
That was weird. My Discord took a shit for like a millisecond. I apologize. As you look, did you see who I said?
I didn't see anything.
You look up and you see Egnor, an individual that you remember from the island.
Oh, it's Egnor. How's it going?
Ah, found my calling again. It seems that I've been charged with supply runs. Just delivered me a really weird metallic man. I've never seen one myself, but, you know, here he is. Going back out to get more, it seems.
When do you plan on setting sail?
We're due first ass crack of the morning.
Interesting.
So my question
Where
to
you
you
headed?
now, where the hell you been?
Oh, here and there, you know. Gotta go out, fight off armies, trying to siege towns, you know, travel here and there and back again.
It sounds like a book I once read called A Hobbit's Tale.
It might be. Anyway, you take care of yourself, and I'm gonna go find Cal.
You say you're looking for Cal? He's right over there on the beach.
Yeah, perfect, thank you.
All right, well, hey, it was good seeing you again. If you need me, don't call.
Never do.
You make your way down the beachside as Egnor is instructed, and you'd be approaching Cal and Alexia. That's about maybe 50 feet away as you're kind of walking feet in the sand.
Nice. Well, I'm gonna keep walking until I get next to Cal. And then I'm gonna look at Kavul's hole and be like, no one ever taught you how to dig before, Kavul?
I'm sorry, say again?
Go to Kavul. Hey, no one ever taught you how to dig before?
I haven't dug with pointy sticks before.
Then use your hands.
I was given a pointy stick.
It's definitely not.
I'm just gonna
He does
lower my
does
head and
have
nod
a-
in
It's
disappointment.
just short.
He has a point.
Forgive me, I think I may have missed a trigger statement there. I'm sorry, say again, please.
Fate's lowering his head and nodding in disappointment. It's like, Kavul, just dig the hole as fast as you possibly can.
Kabul?
Kabul is just like a little bit confused. And just kind of looking between him and the hole that he's trying to dig.
Cal, you see Fate discussing things with Kavul. Cal, you there?
Yeah, sorry. So Cal looks over and welcome, Fate.
Hey, Cal.
Do you think you can get him to move a little bit faster? I mean, even Oscar's going faster than he is.
Surprisingly.
Everyone whisper, he doesn't know what a shovel is, so just tell him to dig with his hands.
Hey, Caval, just dig with your claws. Lizards can dig, right?
Oh, yeah. Kabul, your response?
He'll throw the shovel down and just start using his hands.
And you
Start using the claws.
You just start seeing sand fly from between Kavul's legs, like it was on an automated machine. After a little bit of time, all holes are completed. Cal.
Cal's gonna walk up and he's gonna check each hole, and then he's gonna have the guards go forward and shackle the two.
As the guards kind of pull Kavul's hands behind his back, as well as Kuza, and then kind of you see a rope come out and try to wrap your tentacles down, Kuza.
Damn it! I was hoping that was going to get missed.
Oh, definitely not.
After about a minute or two, shackles are placed and rope is knotted as they are back in prisoner form.
Nice. And then I'm going to go and I'm going to check the final hole and see how it's doing.
Oscar's hole, as you look into it, looks deep enough for an Oscar.
Good. I push Oscar in.
Oscar,
I dodge.
as you feel...
Shield.
Hold on. We're setting a scene here. As you... Actually, I'll even tell you what. Let's do it this way. You know what? I'm going to treat it as a shove action. So why don't you make me a strength... athletics. I always get them confused. Athletics and acrobatics. I don't know why my head doesn't wrap around the simple context of fucking strength versus dex. But an athletics check, Cal. And Oscar, why don't we go with the either acrobatics or athletics?
Athletics.
Did I say athletics?
No, I did.
A little short.
Have I?
Purposefully, mind you.
Same as the others.
I'm trying to think. Do I have the use of my ability? But I think I used it.
You
You were
used your
advantage.
advantage
Yeah,
earlier.
you did.
Yeah. Okay. Then I'm gonna.
Oh! Wow! Okay. I'm going to flavor this one because I'm going to have fun with this now. So, Cal, you attempt to nudge him in. And it clearly he's heightened. He's on super fucking high alert. And he kind of just preemptively goes, ah! And he kind of spins a little bit. And your hand kind of goes, kind of gets bumped off of him as he spins. The soldiers that are just behind you, there's two soldiers, begin to put their hand on their hilt.
I told you, Cal. I'll dig your hole. I'm not going in a hole, and they're not tying me up either. Now, I did like you asked. You agreed. Don't take it back now. We've been friends for a long time. Don't take that away.
I don't remember agreeing to anything. And with that, I'm going to try to grapple him.
Okay. Go ahead and give me another athletics check. Oh, shit. You know what to do, Oscar.
Let's see, undo this one.
I hope he does it just.
I know, right?
Imagine that shit.
I mean, I don't.
He can't beat a 27. He doesn't have the modifier. There's no way he's going to win
I
this.
don't.
So yeah, rolling is going to be nothing more than a formality.
One sec. Is there anything I can do?
That's true because skill checks don't crit, technically.
Correct. And be advised, it's well past your invisible. Just making sure we're on the same.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. Because you said it took a half hour for me to get that much into it. I'm going to can I? Because as you said, I was already in a heightened state, and so like he went to try to do something to me, and I didn't get a chance to do anything. Could I cast a spell?
I mean, you have access to your spells as you haven't been bound at all at this point. So I mean, yeah, you're in a scuff. So what's on your mind? Well, first of all, no, because he's initiating a grap. So we still have to conclude the grapple first. But your mouth is not bound, although your hands might be held.
Well, fine. As soon as so I'll roll for the grapple, but as soon as like he has me grappled, I'll cast the spell.
And it depends, because he's probably going to be going for your hands, or at least your arms, which means the semantic parts of your spell cast would be an issue. But you still have your verbal, so I'm all about verbal. You can absolutely do verbal.
So what material, technically, because you can't grab what you need?
Well, I usually focus on material in this world. Usually I only focus I focus on material when it's like a resurrection spell or something that alters something physically in the physical plane. It's like a diamond.
But yeah, so once he like grabs me, I'm gonna cast Gaseous Form via the spell scroll.
That would require your hands to pull out.
But he's not like restraining both of my hands. I still have it. Like,
I'll tell you what.
He also didn't specifically say he was grabbing my hand.
Yeah, but like scrolls are bound by their
Here's what I'm gonna do.
Like you can't just whip it out.
Here's what I'm gonna do.
It's in.
Here's what I'm gonna do. Okay. My turn. Here's what I'm gonna do. So here's what's gonna happen, guys. So yeah, you know what? The grapple doesn't necessarily mean he's pinned. He's 100% accurate. A grapple could be nothing more than a hand on a shoulder. That's technically considered a grapple in D&D. That's fine. I'm okay with that. I like to flavor more, but it's okay because we're in, this is good. We can work with this. So there's currently a scuffle happening as Cal places his arm on Oscar's person, attempting to re-grapple him. You have him by an elbow sleeve, a shoulder, a lapel, whatever. As that's happening, Oscar, you're reaching in and grabbing, and you pull out the scroll. Now, yes, because the scroll is totally bound and all the components and everything that's needed, all you gotta do is read it based on our scroll rules. So, do I give you the ability to hold on? I'm pondering something. I'm trying to do this in an obvious thing. So I'm gonna say this. I mean, you got two other guards there. This scuffle is happening out in the open. The guards are not going to allow Cal to do this solo. So I am going to attempt the two guards to first grab a hold of you. If both guards grab a hold of you, I'm going to say they're going to prevent you from grabbing the scroll in a way to read it. If only one succeeds, it's going to give you a -2 modifier to your roll to use the scroll. But if they both miss, you can cast the scroll as our normal rules. Sound fair? Cool. I'm happy you agree. So here we go.
So I have to do 2 more versus them?
Absolutely. So beat a 3 and beat a 3.
Oh, well, my mod is higher than a 3.
Roll. Make it official. Just keep on going. It's fine. Okay. You spin and dodge, and Cal still has a hold of you, but you're able to kind of wiggle your little fucking scrawny ass, and you pull out this parchment, and you begin to read. And as you read, the spells and the runes and the wording begins to light up. Roll your Arcana check. What level spell is this?
I'm about to check right now. I think it's level 3. But it might be level 2. It's level 3, so I have to get a 15. Alright. Oh, that's one thing.
Here, I'll search for gaseous form as well, just to make sure.
No, it's level 3. I did it.
It's a level 3, so let me just revisit my rule. What'd you roll? You rolled already?
I got yes, but I think I'm gonna re-roll. I'm gonna use my re-roll.
How many times can you use that?
Like, no. I'm not using my ability. I'm using my re-roll.
Oh, okay. My bad. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna do it again because like For Oscar, this is like a life or death situation
Oh yeah,
right
no,
now.
this is a high stress scenario. You're absolutely correct.
All right, 21.
With a 21, oh, this is fucking cool as shit. Okay. Here's what's happening, guys. So, in a scuffle, you got two soldiers kind of trying to grab you around your waist, but you're fucking tiny and frail. You know, you got...
Like, I don't know the frail...
Whatever, you're smaller than
half,
them
but
is the
okay.
imagery I'm trying to give you. Relax.
God.
I'm not 120 pounds. Whatever. So, as that's happening in Cal, you're holding on to Oscar, and as you see him read the page in his hand begins to glow, and it goes... And your hand that's holding something starts to grab nothing as this mist. What color mist is it?
The teal that Oscar... actually,
it'll be the color of the person who did the scroll.
Colored.
Actually, it's going to be the person who created the scroll. I'm going to say it's a yellow mist. It's going to be a yellow mist. As it dissipates down and kind of blends in with the sand on the beach. As Cal, once again, your fist goes from grabbing something to nothing.
As it's happening, like before Oscar's head transforms and be like, why? I thought we were friends. And once he's fully turned into to mist, he's just gonna be like, you know why I can't let this happen. And he's just gonna, once he's fully turned into mist, he's just gonna leave. He's just gonna float away.
Okay. Absolutely, Cal. Chill. It's just here.
Yeah, but it's not the same. I can't take the front ones out.
All right, I'll look at it in a second. All right, we'll revisit, okay? Sorry about that. So, yes. So let's go with this. So as you dissipate and kind of trail off, Cal, you got fucking front row seats of what's happening here, buddy.
Yep. Being rather annoyed that he managed to use magic to get out of the way, and that these guards were not very effective guards, he is going to pull out a book. And with the book, he's going to hold it up and say, Oscar, if you don't get into this hole, you will not get this book.
Oscar, you are within earshot of this. I mean, the wording on the gaseous is... It doesn't really state that you can see or not see, but I assume since you're navigating, you have some sort of understanding of your environment. So I'm going to go ahead and say you would, quote-unquote, see Cal holding up a book.
Okay. I guess I'll look at the book before I leave. Or I'll you know what, better yet, I'll like go around I'll like float above him, like, and just look down.
Okay. As you see the yellow mist, actually the yellow mist itself is starting to take some of that sunset light, that little red hue. It kind of creates like an orange fog above you, Cal. What does the book look like, Cal? What does Oscar see?
What he sees is a book with gold bindings. And on the front of it, you also have a gold lettering, which I do keep out in the open, that says Master Spellcrafting.
Ooh.
Do I recognize this book? Can I make a history or some sort of check to see if or can I make an insight check to like if I can like tell if this is legit?
I mean, it doesn't say you can't do an insight in gaseous form. I don't know. Like, there's no real specific wording on it. If you're able to look down, I'm going to say you're sentient. And if you're sentient, I'm going to say you're able to think. And if you're able to think, I'm going to say you're able to make an insight. Because you can also still hear him. So I'm okay with that. That's fine. It's not going to break the game.
Okay. A 4. So
It's legit.
this can I try reading it? Like, did you open the book?
No, I'm just holding the book. You can see the cover.
That seems pretty legit.
He says to himself as a mist.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I probably can't talk. So I'm just, like,
by the way,
I'm like scratching my foggy chin.
There is something that I forgot to mention. In lieu of you turning into a fog, Cinder has fallen onto the beach sand.
Oh, okay. Oscar undoes it.
Oh shit! That was quick.
Oh, Cinder's not with him? Oh, no.
Sure.
I undo it and grab Cinder.
Okay. So, although cool and an awesome turn of events, you see this massive cloud cow begin to kind of swirl together and create limbs and body and corporealizes in front of you a couple of feet away. Let's say, I don't know, anywhere between 5 and 10 feet away.
Good. Welcome back. And I'm going to go for it, and I'm going to try to grab him again.
Stop trying to grab me. This isn't how it works.
That's exactly how it works.
Go ahead and give me another athletics. I mean, you're welcome to fail, Oscar, if you want. That's your call.
I don't want to fail.
Okay.
I'm trying to save Cinder. Cinder's in danger. These guys are crazy.
You'll have Cinder
Keep
with
trying
you.
to put people in holes.
Oh, we're not trying. We are putting people in holes.
Cal is grabbing a hold of you again, and this time he's learned from his previous 2 mistakes. He's grabbed you with 2 hands, and he seems to have grabbed you kind of on your bicep tricep area, and he's like squeezing you inwards.
I'm going for a bear hug.
Oh, even better.
Pick him up, get the guards to grab his feet, and we're putting him in the hole.
Cal, stop this. I can't be in there.
Oh, don't worry, your head won't.
So I'm going to say this real quick, too, because I don't want to keep the other 2 that are just standing there on the outside of a hole. Kuza,
definitely kicking the guards.
Kuza and Kavul, you see all this going on. Fate's nearby. You have Alexia, who's just kind of a bystander as well. And the guards seem to be, after they kind of shackle you two, they're also instructing you two to go ahead and take a seat inside the hole, or stand up in the hole.
I mean, I'm already shackled, so there's not much I can do. So Kuzo, go ahead and just get in the hole.
Absolutely. And you do so. Boop, boop. And the soldier would begin to start to fill the hole up with the shovel. The hole is just enough where just your neck is up. And the filling begins. What about you, Kavul? You hopping in?
Yeah, he'll hop in.
Okay. Boop. You hop in.
And while he's doing that, just for shits and giggles.
Yep.
He's going to use thaumaturgy to give ominous whispers to Oscar.
Okay.
Why?
What ominous...
Torture.
Are these words?
Nah, just incoherent, ominous whispers in Oscar's ears.
Once every 6 seconds, it's like, eyes no. Why you?
You'll die in the hole.
Keep
You'll be there
fighting.
forever.
Keep fighting.
Why would you do that?
So Oscar is
making
even
the
more so
situation
kicking
worse.
and resisting as much as possible.
You kick those sandbags, baby. It's okay.
Kicking these guards in the face as much as possible.
No, you're already in the hole. Shut up.
No, I'm not in the hole yet.
You're not in the hole yet. He's about to be. I'm gonna say.
You are in my head. I'm going with it.
For the sake of time, I'm gonna say that in the bear hug, you're currently over the hole. You're not in yet, but your legs are kicking up a storm, I'm going to say. But let's finish up the other guys first. So, as you see Alexia, you see Kavul, Kuza being filled in, and you see Oscar kicking his legs, and you see him kicking the shins of Cal, bah, bah, really hard. The 2 other soldiers getting ready to kind of draw swords.
I'll look at the soldier sign. Tell them stay your weapons. Let Cal handle this.
You say that to the soldiers?
Yeah.
They look at you like who the fuck are you to give me orders?
Intimidation check.
Okay, I'm cool with that. Roll it. Wow.
26.
Get the fuck out of here, really?
Yeah.
I don't even have the modifier to beat that. So as they kind of go up, they kind of just back up real quick, but they stay close to Cal and kind of begin to use their hands to kind of help guide Oscar into the ground. Fate, anything you wish to contribute, or are you still just watching?
I'm gonna get out a ration, and I'm gonna go and try and get the dragon.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Well, someone's got to get the damn dragon.
Animal handling at disadvantage because it's already attuned to Oscar.
Oh, jeez. Maybe this was a bad idea. Where the hell is my animal handling?
Oh, pardon me.
13.
That's actually not bad for a disadvantage. One second. Where did I put the freaking GM layer? Pseudo dragon. I rolled a 7. The hunger of this creature seems to supersede its loyalty for the moment as it begins to slowly, timidly creep towards you. It's still a decent ways away. I'm talking 15 feet away. And for every 5 feet you approach it, Fate, you're going to have to recheck your animal handling.
Oh, jeez. You know what? Instead of doing that, I'm just going to get close enough where I can just underhand toss the rations right on top of it, essentially, like right in front of it.
That creature would more than welcome that. In fact, it grabs it right out of the air and begins to just... Oscar, can you roll me a perception check, please?
Yeah, sure. I got a 16.
Yeah, I'm deciding in my head whether or not it's going to be done disadvantage because you're being grappled by basically 3 dudes. I mean, it's logical.
I mean, that seems fair.
Yeah, it's logical.
Yeah.
The number of body parts, if anything.
Yeah. All right, cool. So, the creature is munching down, Fate. I'm giving you one more to do, and then we're going to hop over to Oscar. So what do you want to do?
Yeah, I'm just going to throw it one more.
Okay. It does so again. And it's, if anything, it's like turned away from you a little bit, eating, and it doesn't even see it coming. It takes its tail, and it just grabs it and whips it to its mouth.
Nice. Yeah, that's it for me.
Okay. Nice. Okay, Oscar. You're about...
Oscar's gonna start screaming.
Okay.
Which I won't act out here. But essentially, he's saying, no, don't do it. I can't. Stop. Please. Stop. Help. Stop. Ah! I can't go back. I can't go back.
Oscar, Cal, your ears are like, doop. He's screaming in terror, practically right in your fucking ear canals. It's super loud.
Wait, I'm gonna make a check real quick.
Gag him!
Oh my god. One of the soldiers looks at the other ones. Find me some linen!
Alexia will pull off her scarf and tie it into Oscar's mouth.
Wow!
Can't you cast a sleep spell or something on him? Like, oh my goodness.
Wow!
I don't even know if I have a sleep.
Focused enough to be pinpoint in 5e.
No, I don't even have sleep, so no, I can't cast.
Because
sleep
even if she
spell.
did sleep, it would probably hit the it
probably
would
hit
hit the
everybody.
guards before any of us. Honestly.
Yeah, the guard would fall asleep.
So you probably would. Probably
Okay, so
would.
13's enough to, I would say, keep his sanity to not start lashing out
Okay.
and still just keep freaking out.
Do you have?
He
the
would not
scarf?
let someone put something in his mouth, though. Huh?
Well, I mean, it's not like you have much of a choice here, Oscar. But you can definitely keep your mouth closed as, you know, Alexia is putting it over your lip area.
Yeah.
Okay, and you tie it off. Boom. Your screams turn to muffle because, you know, nothing says trauma like adding on more trauma. So you begin to get lowered. You're up to your knees and then your hips. You start to kick and flail, and you're kicking the
I'm
edges
gonna
of
kill
dirt.
so many people after this. You guys don't even know.
You're kicking
I'm
the
paying
edges
attention
of
to
dirt.
the guards' faces.
You're
All
kick-
of their faces.
You're kicking dirt and sand, and now you're up to your elbows as Cal is kind of plopping you down. You're trying to jump out, and Cal's like, "What do you say, Cal?" As you put your foot on his shoulder.
Get down.
Can I? Wait. Can I try to dodge it so he falls in the hole too?
You're in a very
If
tight
he's
hole,
kicking
man.
down.
You're in a tight hole,
Okay.
and I can't spend 2 hours on a simple hole scene. I'm sorry. We got to move on. So, yeah, you can struggle all you want, but you're in the hole, and he's got his foot on you.
Oscar begins to glare.
He glares directly at you, Cal, as you look up. His freak out almost turns still for just a moment, and he just looks at you.
Oscar casts glare.
It's not effective. Bury him.
And as the soldiers begin to pat you down, the sand, for those who don't know, and for those who've never been buried to the neck, having experienced this, it's like being put in cement. It's really hard to move. Really hard to move. Like really, really hard to move. I'm not a little guy, and I could not move.
It's
bad.
pressure from all angles.
Oh, absolutely. It's fucked. And you feel the pressure of the sand and earth compresses your bodies just a little bit. And as the three of your heads stand out of the sand, Cal mounts his horse, looks at Fate and Alexia. What do you say, Cal?
You know, I'm feeling hungry. Let's go eat.
Right on.
Can I
I'll be staying
intercede?
here.
Wait, Faye's gonna do something super quick. Faye's gonna walk by Oscar and be like, we'll bring some food out for your dragon. You caused us a lot of trouble today. I'm just
Can
gonna
I-
walk off.
Ask a question.
You're about to show up on scene. So yeah, ask the question. Go ahead.
Where I'd like to impose rather than ask a question that Senra has been like sitting on like one of the benches near the open beachway here, kind of like chewing on the last bits of like a bit of fried fish, you know.
Yeah.
And
that's
kind of
more than
watching the
reasonable.
scene play out
Sure.
before she kind of makes herself known.
Yeah, man. So I'll say, sure, let's say you were a silent bystander at a couple feet away, more like 50, 60 feet away, you know, looking over the embankment at what's going on, and just kind of keeping to yourself, as Senra tends to do anyway. Absolutely. And it's at that point that you'll see Cal hop up, say something that you probably can't hear from this distance, but it looks like Cal is on his way up the embankment in your general direction.
Once he mounts, Senra will like throw the bit of half-eaten fish to the side and sort of make her way like scurrying down like the side of the sand dune.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah.
and be like, you fucking lads and lasses have been busy dealing with this lot. What the hell did they do? She kind of like looks at the three of you and the guards looking down, kind of like slowly walking her way towards like the entire congregation that's being presented here. Asking Cal and Fate and
They were
Lexia
just
and
making a
everyone.
nuisance of themselves and just needed an example to know what law and order is like. We're all going to eat. Would you like to join us?
Well, enlighten me first. What exactly is law and order? Because where I come from, and correct me if I'm wrong, that's also where you come from. Law and Order eats where those that don't follow Law and Order don't. And I've wondered something for a bit of a minute, Cal, with you and your shiny armor, upon said sturdy steed that you found on these foreign lands.
I bought this steed.
No. Oh, it's a different one.
Actually,
Wait,
isn't
is it
Applejack's from the island?
It's Applejack. No,
Yes,
it's
I'm
not.
sorry.
Stole that
Island.
horse.
It was a conquest.
Many nobly inherited titles have said the same thing. It's almost hilarious to see it repeated back to me. But I've always wondered one thing. She puts one hand on one hilt of her sword. Who of the two of us would better if she puts a hand on the other hilt of the sword? Just us.
Ooh, a duel.
For amusement as she draws her weapons.
What are your
Within-
terms?
Terms of last person standing. If it is I, then you help Kaith in all her endeavors, and fuck everything else. If it's you, then fuck me, put me in the ground. I don't care.
Well, wait, out of character. What the fuck just happened?
I don't know. That's why
I
I'm
got
wondering.
challenged to a duel.
Yeah.
Okay.
With the prize on my side being that Cal helps Kaith with her endeavors, because currently Senra's interest aligns with Kaith's endeavors because of that whole other thread that I mentioned before.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Or do you...
I mean, it needs a little cleaning.
Okay.
I'm down for the duel. I'll tell you what, continue the RP.
Okay.
Let me see where it goes, and I'll throttle it if I have to, and place it where it needs to be.
I can rephrase that. If I win, then you help us in our venture into the fire areas, earnestly, with good sword and weaponry, and no bullshittery. And that seems cleaner and easier. And I'll just have that be my claim.
Okay. Oh, I mean,
Well,
I'm sorry.
I'd
I'm talking
anyway,
for Cal
but-
here. My bad.
I mean, I was going to help you guys anyway with what I could, but
I don't fully believe that, given
I'll
that
take the
you
fight.
didn't fuck around to actually help us for this entire situation that's built up here, even to visit my goddamn friend's grave. You can't even put a fucking names on the list. That's bullshit and a half. So therefore, you haven't helped us already. So therefore, you're not doing that. So that's all I'm asking for. That's my claims.
all right.
And honestly, I just need to punch something besides a brick wall.
Why were you punching a brick wall?
Because nothing else was there. Would you rather me punch tourists or civilians? I assume not, so I punched a brick wall.
I think there's still goblins outside of town.
Well, nothing was showing up, probably because I was punching a brick wall. So... Either way, I've always wanted this. Consider it a curiosity's sake. Hell, I'll even settle for like the loser buys the round. We don't need to be so grand, do we?
I'll go for that as well.
So when's this duel
And-
happening? Out of character?
With the agreement, she's going to bamf with being within 30 and go for a strike with her weapons
Oh,
out.
pause. Slow down. There's the part I got to throttle because I still got things I want to get done here. So,
No, that's fine. We could pause that and carry it into like a different thing. So.
well, I'm gonna say I need to do a slight twinge of a railroad here.
it's
Cal,
typical
I'm sorry
Senra,
because
throwing shit.
technically Cal's
You're
my
good.
NPC right now. Cal is going to agree to your terms, as he already has, but he prefers to do it on a full belly.
Sure.
A full belly, and I want to gather the people to put a spectacle for them. They don't get much entertainment.
If you're not able to encounter threats and they present themselves, well, I don't think I need to say more, but sure, I'll entertain.
All right, as you guys make your way to dinner, is there any? Well, so you guys make your way up through town. Fate's in tow. You have Alexia. You got Cal. You got Senra. Senra obviously probably fucking squeezing her stress ball right now.
No, Senra is going to instead pivot off at the nearest dark alley and make her way to Kate's house for that dinner that was promised.
Oh, fantastic. That sounds beautiful.
Yeah.
And those we're going to set...
And as soon as she gets, she's like, fucking bitch, I got him in a duel. He said yes.
There's definitely conversation I'm sure Kate would have in that situation. But as you guys separate and do your things, we are going to put that part into the behind the curtain. So dinner happens. And then we could fine-tune dinner if we need to. But so dinner is happening, I want to focus on the beach here. And the first two people I want to focus on is, well, first person, Kavul. Can you hear me, Kavul?
Yep.
Where was it? Fuck. All right, Kavul. So, after about an hour of being near your buddies, definitely within shouting distance of each other, you look to your left and you see Kuza on the opposite side of Oscar. Oscar, what kind of state of mind are we looking at right now? Are you like struggling and fucking freaking out right now, or are you kind of harnessing your inner killing mode right now?
There are tears running down his eyes, but he's not moving.
Okay.
And his eyes are just wide open.
Absolutely.
He's trying to. He would have at first tried to get the thing that's over his mouth off. Can I try to get that off somehow?
I mean, you
like
could
rubbing...
definitely put your face in the sand with enough time. You could probably wiggle it off. It wasn't, Alexia's still a friend. She's not trying to hurt you, right? So.
Oh, he doesn't consider any of them friends anymore.
Fair enough.
Frog, I sent you a PM.
All right.
Not a single bit.
Murder that kill, murder that kill.
What'd you say?
Said murder that kill, murder that kill.
Red rum.
Exactly.
Is that before dinner, Alexia, or out of character? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so let me do a slight recall here. Before Kavul, and I'm coming right back to you. As Alexia brings up the tale, as everyone's going to dinner, Alexia, you are standing like 10 feet away from Oscar's buried head. And you look down, and you see the pseudo-dragon kind of wrapping itself around Oscar's neck as if it was trying to keep Oscar's neck warm.
Alexia's gonna let them go ahead and leave, and she's gonna bend down and remove the gag from Oscar.
And you do so with relative ginger care.
You'd see Oscar look at you with the tears running down his eyes, and just a combination of terror and anger, severe anger.
Mm-hmm. Oscar, I don't expect you to understand, and I frankly know this is traumatizing for you.
They're dead.
But if I didn't do this, they would have killed you.
Oh, they're gonna wish they would. You want to know how many times I saved that son of a bitch's life?
And he's trying to save yours. The stunt that you pulled in front of the tavern was grounds for all three of y'all getting killed. While you tried to stop it, I understand that.
Anything.
Oscar, you covered an area in grease that caused guards bodily harm. And then, as you said, they were covered in grease. You proceeded to light your dagger on fire and said that you will set them on fire if they proceeded to do their job.
I told them that they were covered in grease and I can create fire, so it's a bad idea to try to attack us. That's all I said.
That's exactly what I just said.
No,
you threatened to set them on fire.
No.
When you say I can create fire and you're covered in grease, that is a threat that you will set them on fire.
And I should have. You see, I did all that so that we wouldn't have to kill them, so they wouldn't have to be hurt. So it's because I thought we were on the same side. We're not on the same side. No, we're not on the same side at all.
Oscar, listen to me. We are on the same side. But you put yourself in a situation where you were going to be hunted down and killed by the very empire that you are working for.
I'm not where I don't get. Your empire is full of shit. You want to know what Cal and them told me? You want to know what they told me? They told me that the empire was an all-accepting place. They told me that it would liberate everything. You know what I've seen today? I haven't seen liberating shit. I've seen that they've annexed this place, put themselves in charge, discriminated against the very people that made it to give them the chance, and then instead of rationally communicating and resolving issues, instead brute forcing and using martial law or some crap. Nah. I see what the Holy Empire is now. I see what
I know what the Holy Empire is too. And Alexia begins to undo the top of her shirt, slide it down past her shoulder, and turn it towards Oscar. On the back of her right shoulder, there's a brand. There's a hexagram marking. They branded me a witch when I was a child. I went into hiding for years, scared to death that one day they would find me and execute me.
And now you follow them. Well, isn't
I
that
followed them because
convenient?
the man I loved turned me into him when I couldn't even reveal a basic truth about myself.
Well,
Scared to death, I was thrown in prison. And I made a decision to save another life at the expense of my own happiness. You do not have... I'm trying to think of the word. Hold on. You are not the only one that has seen tragedy in their life. Every day, I work for them to protect someone I love. So you're damn
I'm very
straight.
happy for you.
You
and
have
someone you
someone. You
love.
have something you care about, and she points to that damn pseudo dragon round his neck. So you can't just be thinking selfishly about yourself. When you do
Selfish.
things.
I did all this to try to save our friends.
You acted out the way you always act out, making bad decisions.
You don't know me.
You don't know me either.
I put myself out there so that they wouldn't kill Kavul. I told him to do things to not hurt them. I acted in. You want to know the way I typically think of people? Well, they're people until they try to kill me or my friends. Typically, I would have just killed those guys outright. But no, I thought no, that would hurt this town that we worked so hard to save. That would go against Cal and Fates and your country or whatever. And see what that got me? No. I wasn't selfish. Honestly, I wish I was. If I was selfish, I would have done nothing and just watch it happen, and I wouldn't be back in this chains, in this prison. I told myself.
As you say all of this in the most rawest Oscar we've ever seen, Alexia, you would feel something cold on your heels.
Is it the tide?
Water from the ocean has hit your heels.
Oh. So, I specifically buried myself not at the where they were burying. I buried myself where the shovel was.
I'm aware of where you buried yourself.
So it's just gone. So are they completely underwater right now? Oh my! And at that moment, I looked towards Kavul.
I was going to there, but this conversation seemed to have happened first. But we're going to be heading to Kavul in a second, so don't worry about that. I got that part.
Oh no!
Ooh, no.
So Alexia, with feeling the wetness around your boots and the rumble in your tummy, you clearly feel as if you're not getting anywhere with this conversation.
Oscar, Oscar, I am trying to help you. Whether you see that or not, that's on you. I can't continue trying to help someone who does not want it.
Oh no! I want help. Let me out.
So, atmospherically, there are a couple of guards sitting on the lip little cliff there that are overviewing all of this. You know, this is a punishment, so this is being monitored. But they're not interfering with your conversation. Continue.
Let you out?
Go have fun at your dinner with my old friends.
Who said I was going to dinner?
Oh, well. Have fun with whatever it is you're going to do, because I'm just gonna try not to die.
You're not gonna die, Oscar.
And Oscar looks back at her.
Regardless of what you think of Cal, he's not gonna try and kill you.
Oh, I thought a lot of things about Cal. Not so much anymore. Not so much anymore. And Oscar's just gonna stop looking at her and just looking straight out at the water.
Okay.
And just turn completely unresponsive. Just stiff.
Gotcha. It looks like he's ignoring you, Alexia. I assume you take your leave?
No. Is there a rock near the cliffs? Is there a rock that sits up just on the sand?
There's theater seating down this whole coastline.
She's just gonna take a seat on a rock and just kind of sit there.
Okay. As you look over to Kavul. Kavul, heading back to you after that heated conversation. So as that's happening and you hear them kind of bumping and going is probably not the best way to say that. So as you...
It is verifiably not the best way to say that.
So Kavul,
Oscar's not going anywhere.
You feel under the jaw of your body, of your head, you feel water starting to kind of splash around your neck as the high tide comes.
Okay. Yeah, he's just remaining calm, and he'll tilt his head up so he can keep breathing through his nose for as long as possible.
Absolutely, and you are the closest to the shore, as you were the first one to get wet. Heading on over to Kuza, the water has just begun to make contact with you. It is cold, but familiar.
I mean, yeah, Kuza doesn't really care about the water coming in.
As you think to yourself, this is more of an inconvenience.
He spent years out at the sea, so like he doesn't really care. He grew up in a coastal city.
Fair enough. You take this with more of an inconvenience approach than anything. But it starts to In fact, as you look forward, and this is like, so here's the imagery, right? So the sun is practically completely set. A little bit of that golden light reflects almost directly down the horizon into your face, and you see it. But what you see coming out as the water's splashing closer and closer to you and kind of getting up to your chin, one wave that pushes in and kind of encapsulates your face and pulls away. What's left seems to be a crab right in front of your face. A little, not a big one, a little crab about this big, and it looks to be kind of making its way closer to your face.
As the water's coming in, because we're going to try as it was coming in and all stuff. He's not bothered by that, but he is going to kind of try to wiggle a little bit, see if he can't just start loosening his stand up around him a little bit, if possible. Outside of that, then with the crab being there, you're just going to kind of look at the crab and just kind of watch how close it gets.
Oh, it gets close. It looks like it's about to. It looks like it's trying to maybe feed right now, and this species of crab probably feeds on, whatever nighttime sea life is getting caught up in the high tide. And whatnot. It's kind of trying to get some easy pickings, and he typically gets on elevated rocks and stuff that jet out of the ocean. So it's probably going to use your head as some sort of a lift point for it as it starts to kind of it's one of its claws, not claws, but its legs. You feel it kind of hinge inside of your ear, not inside your ear canal, but that little conch area, and it kind of pokes into it.
It kind of gets your heads right there. Kuzo will kind of just shake his head, trying to shake it off.
You shake it, and the first shake, it kind of lifts a little bit, but it's kind of in the direction that it's able to still kind of hold on a little bit, and then you flip the other way, and it kind of goes and lands into the water on the next wave.
Yep. Yeah. Other than that, Kuzo will be kind of doing what he can to try to at least wiggle out for move as much as he can to try to get out with being restrained as he is.
Yeah,
if possible.
I will give you the roll of a strength check with disadvantage.
Okay.
You're going to have to roll a nat 20 to even consider moving an inch.
Yeah, no, it was just a whole thematic. I wasn't actually expecting to do anything. It's just the whole thematic part of it.
Fair enough. You wiggle, you kind of struggle, and alas, this earth is just. It's really thick, especially with the high tide coming in. It only adds more pressure with the weight of the water. 100%. As the ocean begins to get to your nose and your eyes, and now occasionally as you're kind of practically under the water by nose, and you just feel the water. You're able to open your eyes and see under the water, and you see some debris, some little shells that kind of get kicked up from the sediment from the deeper into the ocean. The plankton begins to kind of come in a little bit. Occasionally, when the wave pulls back and allows you to take that breath, well, not that you need to breathe, but you know what I mean. That pulls the water back, and then the next wave comes over. It leaves little bits of seaweed and debris that get stuck in anything that's on your head that would get stuck on, be it an earring or hair pieces and whatnot, or even the back of your head. It's a little scratchy and itchy, but like I said, this is home for you. This is a walk in the fucking park.
Side note.
Yeah.
Because if I look to because I'm guessing I'm on the far left, so if I look to my right, I can see the other two, right?
Oh yeah. So it's basically in kind of like a zigzag. It's going to be you and Kavul, and you guys are the closest to the water, and Oscar is like the zig, who's further back but between you guys.
Okay. Sorry, no, I'm just thinking here or whatnot. Okay, it's something I may have to deal with down the road, RP wise. Yeah, no, I'm good. All right.
Okay. Kavul. We're gonna head to you, and then we're gonna go to Oscar. So, Kavul, at this point, very similar to your cohort, the waves are now in a position where you are underwater for a minute per wave, and it pulls back, and you're getting...
Even if I tilt my head up so my snout's
your snout gets you a little higher. I mean, lizard folk don't have this crazy crocodilian...
Oh yeah, no, I was just asking. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it gives you a couple of inches. I'll give you that. That sounds logical and fair. as far as lizard folk goes, even though they don't exist. But yeah, you know what I mean. So yeah, that's fine. As you kind of breathe in and kind of still feel the bits of debris, because of the structure of your mouth and you don't really have lips, the wave pushes in sand and soot and debris between your teeth and mouth, and it begins to kind of collect and pool a little bit, like on the sides of your tongue area. It's uncomfortable. You're welcome to do anything you want with it or take it. Your call.
He's gonna take it.
Okay. You do so. You look to your left, and it's at this point that you see Oscar starting to take on some water. Where the water is up to his chin and bottom lip at this point. You see the pseudo dragon wrapped around his neck, trying to keep Oscar warm.
Yeah, as soon as like Cinder, like as soon as it would get to like to the point where Cinder's getting wet, Oscar would sort of go out of the catatonic state for a second, be like, Cinder, go somewhere safe. I don't want you to get sick or hurt or anything. Just go under some of the brush or something. Just don't.
Cinder would hear you and unwrap around your neck and sit like a puppy in front of you about a foot away. And you see Cinder's face, and the first time you see a behavior that has yet to be seen with Cinder. And if you look at my camera, I don't know if you're staring at me right now, Cinder does this.
I can. She shakes her head like no?
Correct.
I don't... Fine.
At this point, would Center have left?
Yeah, I'm trying to give these guys their spotlight. Yeah.
I was thinking about impose, but no. Carry on.
But yeah, as soon as he sees that, he like gets choked up for a moment. Okay, just if it gets too if the water looks like it's about to get over us, get out of there. You might get swept away, and I can't deal with that. I wouldn't be able to save you. I wouldn't be able to save anyone. Never been able to save anyone. Not even myself. And then he goes back into the catatonic state.
The pseudo dragon props up on your head as the water is pretty tall. Oscar, you'd have to kind of reach your nose up in the air at this point to get your breaths, and you desperately take your breaths as the high tide pulls back. And every time the next wave comes in, it gives you that extra second or two to go, and then smacked in the face by salt water. It gets in your eyes. The pressure of the wave hitting you is enough to counter your own muscle capacity to keep your eyes closed, and it kind of stings your eyes a little bit as the salt water makes contact, and once again it pulls away. You take your breath, and fucking Cinder surfs up, man. She's trying to hold on tight, making sure not to let you go. I know Kuza can breathe underwater. Oscar, how long do you, or Oscar, Kavul, how long do you hold your breath for?
15 minutes.
15 minutes. And you have the increased snout, so that'll help too as far as time goes. It's at this point, as we get ready to wrap up tonight's session, I'm going to say it like this. Oscar, at this point, the water only recedes enough where you can't even go to get a breath anymore. And you feel water begin to statically encapsulate your head. You feel the feet of a pseudo dragon on top of your head, but almost as if it was standing on its tippy toes, perhaps trying to reach up and keep on breathing, you know, holding onto your hair, you know, not letting the waves pull it off. Give me a Constitution saving throw. You feel your lungs about to burst as you've been holding your breath for some time.
Do I have room to like say anything?
I mean, you're under the water. You can say anything you want.
Oscar would scream and think it at the same time. Cinder, run! Fly away from the water.
I'll tell you what. Roll me a disadvantage animal handling check, since that seems to be an action you wish to take. Okay. And it's actually poetic. Actually, it's working out really well. You still feel Cinder's feet on your head, but just as you are about to feel like your vision's going dark, not only because of the sunlight, and by the way, so Kavul, you would also. Actually, no. Kavul, not really you too much, so we'll get back to you. Oscar, as you begin to drift, you feel this wooden tube shoved into your mouth, forcefully, banking, and as you desperately take your last breath, what you think is going to be water, the timing is such as it's almost as if someone put this long tube in your mouth that you're able to hold in your jaw and teeth, and maintaining some sort of a breath as the ocean waves begin to splash over your face, and it's very uncomfortable. And I think we're going to end on that imagery for now, guys.
Okay.
Yay!
So,
I'm glad you made it, Cal. That was awesome to have you here. You know.
Yeah, it's kind of fun to pop in.
Cal guest appearing today.
Are you gonna be here in the next session so I can like beat your fucking ass?
Well, then I think we'll have to do it a separate time.
You know what? We can, if I have the availability, I don't mind sitting down and overseeing a duel between you two. That's fine, and then we could always just on session. I'll just replay it as if in real time, basically. If we have.
That's kind of what I was thinking.
I mean, we could just cut to the chase and say that Sentinel won. So.
Oh, definitely not.
So
Cal was unfortunately beheaded.
So let me.
I think the only Maverick part is that we don't know if Cal has leveled up. That's the only unknown.
That's only between Cal and myself.
Exactly. So we don't know that. But Sentinel's pushing forth with the original intent. So.
I am killing the stream. We'll have our after action report and.